Yo, what's going on? It's Fears. Back at it again with another live. Today's gonna be more of a serious live, and I have to do it quick because my friend Yakov is going live in about 4 hours. So I'm gonna try to make this as quickly as possible. I tried to get it all in one live, and unfortunately, we were in an area the internet was so shitty, and I don't know why, but it kept the live going for I think like 30 extra minutes. I don't know why. Normally, whenever you lose internet, it like shuts off immediately, and it took forever. Finally, it shut off, and uh, then it took me forever to get it shut off, and once it finally shut off, then I had to get home, and Dave and James had to get going. I had to. I'm gonna try to be as calm as possible, but I'm letting you guys know I'm very upset about what's happened. Some bunch of stuff has happened, and I didn't want it today. It's actually not my fault. It's absolutely not my fault today. So most of what I said in my first live, I just called it, talking about the Zach situation. Dave was in there with me, and we were expressing what was getting on our nerves about Zach. I was almost done. I really wish that the live wouldn't have went. It didn't really go dead, but I wish I wouldn't have lost internet because I was almost done. So I'm gonna pick up from where I left off. And again, I'm gonna be as calm as I possibly can, but I'm very upset because today, what happened today should have never happened. I was in a good mood. I was ready to squash the beef with Zach. You can ask James if you guys think I'm lying. You can ask Dave. I was in such a good mood. I was like, yeah, it's awesome. And today's my dad's birthday. So now, thanks a lot, Zach. You ruined that for me. I couldn't even honor my dad. Literally, I thought it was just going to be like an hour or two hangout, and this thing dragged on. Um, Literally, I was there. I was like, cool. We'll squash it real quick off camera. Everything will be okay. I get there, and I said, hey, man. I shook his hand. He gave me a hug, and I was like, great. Things are going good, And I started talking. He said, well, I don't want to talk about it in the restaurant. I think the reason why he said that is because he wanted to record me in the car. He didn't want to do it, outside. I had no idea he was going to record. That's the difference between me and Zach. Some things shouldn't be on YouTube. I would never record someone without their permission, especially a friend, and especially if me and my friend were going through a bunch of crap. I'd be like, well, our YouTube audience doesn't need to see that. I'm like, I'm not saying he's immature. We're both to blame. Actually, it's three people to blame. Some of it's my fault because I sometimes have a temper and low patience, and I've been trying to work on it. Zach, he's got a whole bunch of issues. He gets mad, and he does stuff irrationally. Like the reason why he put up those videos of our phone conversation and my voicemail is because he got mad. So I get it. He's mad. So am I. But that's a lack of poor judgment on him. He should have never done that. I've had a bunch of people write me and say, Fears, what Zach's done and all the shady stuff. He goes, that's kind of being a shitty friend. And I was going to read Zach the messages. So three people from the community has wrote, said that's pretty fucked up for him to do that, Fears. And I was going to read Zach the messages, but I was just going to not tell him who wrote me. But I'll definitely tell you one of them, Bukaki wrote me and said, Fears, what Zach did was pretty fucked up. And I said, oh yeah, I know. So you heard everything up until the internet cut out. You heard everything up until when Dave accidentally spilled the beans. And I'm not mad at Dave. I understand accidents happen. Because he spilled the beans, Larry knew where we were and he called. A nice friend would have shut off the live because I was already upset about all the other stuff that happened. And take it, I'm going to tell you guys, me and Zach never had a problem before this last hangout when we were all together. It is so rude to be on your phone. He was on his phone the entire time. I understand he was going through a bunch of shit, so I can sympathize with him. But I asked Bukaki's advice, and he said the same thing. He goes, Fears, all Zach would have had to do is shut off his phone and deal with this drama that he was going through at the end of the day when he got back home. I said, I couldn't agree more. Dave wasn't on his phone. I was on his phone. James asked Zach at least 2 or 3 times, hey, why are you on your phone? It's disrespectful to the entire group. I don't know how people can't fathom that. The only time me and Dave were on our phone, we had it planned. Everybody knew that we were going to do that pepper challenge. The minute it was done filming, we shut our phones up. The only time I else pulled out my phone that night is when we took a picture at mini golf. So yeah. And Zach kept it up. He told me. He said, Fears, I thought it was fucking hilarious. Well, I'm glad that you thought it was fucking hilarious because it was so embarrassing for me because I shop there all the time. I don't care what people think. That woman was fucking livid. She was so pissed off. Of course, she didn't act pissed off because once she found out that she was on Zach's live, she came up and said, "Sir, you need to shut the live off." If she didn't come up to him, he would have never shut that live off at all. So there's that. So he eventually shut the live off, and he's like, Fears. He goes, why can't you just let it go? I said, Zach. I said, dude. I said, if that happened to you, I said you would have been embarrassed. He would have been embarrassed. And Larry, I can't believe he's friends with Larry. And he's like, well, Larry's never done anything to me. Yeah, but he's done stuff to your friends. So I said, you support Larry's actions? No, I don't support Larry's actions. I said, well, dude. I said, you're too forgiving, man. I said, Zach, speaking of my dad, I said, Zach, let me tell you something. I said, my dad taught me a very valuable lesson. If someone just keeps fucking you over and fucking you over and fucking you over, 11 times out of 12, they're going to fuck you over again. And I'll use the Moody situation. I was going to forgive Moody. And my dad's like, John, I'm not trying to call you an idiot. He goes, but why in the hell would you do that? I said, what do you mean? He goes, dude, he called from another country and caused so much problems in our family. And he goes, yeah, I didn't act mad on the phone, but my dad was upset when he did that. He didn't get upset he didn't get as upset as me because I was livid that Moody did that. He goes, but that person should have never interrupted our home and called and all that. He goes, that's insanity. I said, I couldn't agree more, Dad. And he goes, I would never talk to that guy ever again. And I said, you know what? You're right, Dad. So I tried to tell Zach that. I said, Zach, you don't really know these people. And when I talked to Bukaki, and Bukaki, hope you don't mind, I'm gonna read the chat after I'm all done because I got a lot of stuff to say. So I'm not ignoring you guys. He goes, Fears, you're absolutely right. He goes, I don't think you're in the wrong for whatever you did, all the stuff you did. He goes, Zach kept egging it on. He wants views. And I said, you're absolutely right. And Bukaki said he would pick his YouTube channel and views over, your friendship. And he goes, I probably would have grabbed the phone too. And I said, I admit it. I shouldn't have grabbed his phone, but he should have asked my permission. He basically, I don't know what you call it. He forced me into a situation that I didn't want to do. I literally was so ready to squash the beef. I had a great day. We went shopping, before me and Dave went shopping. I went to FYE and got that Friday the 13th journal because I was going to use this one. I finally finished James's podcast. I gave James the podcast book, so you guys will probably see him on Dave's channel in a couple of days. Say, hey, John finally finished the podcast. So I bought this initially to start Pixels, but then when we were FYE a couple weeks ago, I said, hey, Dave, Pixel would appreciate it more if I got him that Friday the 13th journal, and I'll do the podcast book and that. And he's like, oh, that's a good idea, John. So we went back. It was a great day. And like I said, Zach came. We were talking, chilling. I shook his hand. He gave me a hug. And I didn't say it out loud, but in my mind, I'm like, oh, great. He gave me a hug. Looks like we'll have this beef squashed by today. And I guarantee you, if he wouldn't have went live and we would have just talked off camera, I would not have lost my cool. I was totally cool. You guys know the reason why I got mad. because he filmed me without my permission, and he lied. If you run the live back, I watched a little bit of it on the way home when Dave was dropping me off. Dave said, Fears. He goes, I'm listening to it too. He goes, he said that he wasn't live at least 3 or 4 times, and he lied. So I guarantee you, now watch. Everybody calls me out. I guarantee you, no one will call out Zach. Maybe Yakov said he would, but he should be held accountable for his actions, and people should give him shit as much as they're giving me shit, because I did not lie. Everything that I said in the first part of this was 100% the truth. I can't live like this. This is absolutely insane. And he's put me through a week of hell. So once that day was done, I messaged him and said, hey, Zach, like, I think we need some time, man. I said, I will not, call you for a while, and we'll squash, because he's throughout the week, he's been escalating it. So he got mad when I timed him out. He called me a pussy for timing him out. So that pissed me off. I said, look, I don't understand why people are so hung up on this, like, timing out and block shit. The reason why they made the timeout and block is eventually you're going to get sick and tired of people's shit. That's why the button is invented. So after all that shit, a few days ago, I said, Zach, I really don't want to talk to you. I said, we'll talk later. I said, I'll call you, on Saturday, and, and we'll figure it out. And he got mad that I timed him out. So there's that. So that escalated it even more, So and so then some people believe me that I didn't do the whole takedown of Lantern's channel and the video and stuff. I swear to you guys, I am telling the honest to God truth. I hope you guys will all believe me after this. I told it to Dave. I told it to Visions. I told it to Bukaki what happened. I'll give you guys a play-by-play of what happened. I listened to the rest of his live, and I was getting tired. I was like, all right, well, I finished editing, right? So then I'm on my couch. I'm watching like everybody else. It's not the first time Adam has showed nudes, right? He's playing the video game, all with the nudes. I tried to tell Zach, Adam Achidi has fucked me over before. I said he likes to pull pranks. I said he's not the goody two-shoes that everyone loves and knows. I said we squashed the beef. I said, but before we squash the beef, I said he's made fun of me so much. I said he tried to take all these, he took a bunch of random photos, made me look gay, put them on a shirt, tried to sell it, all this bullshit. I said, Zach, before me and Yakov squashed the beef, Yakov was a pain in my ass. I said he was always drunk. I said he was just as worse as Quentin, if not more. So I said, Zach, I know what these people are like. I said, you can't accidentally show a nude. And Bukaki agreed. He goes, yeah, he had it on his laptop, Fears. So Bukaki, I hope you don't mind that I'm outing you, because I don't think Bukaki, he totally agreed. He goes, yeah, Fears. He goes, Adam knew exactly what he was doing. I said, I know exactly what he was doing. So, did I show a nude? No. I could see people being mad at me if I actually showed the nude. I didn't. So he comes in there, he shows the nude. It's happened to me on my channel. Even Lantern. I don't care that Lantern did it. The last time we had a massive panel, you guys remember Lantern pulled a prank. Elsie was on there. I had to restart the live 3 times. He's like, hey, Fears, check this out. And I'm like, oh, another nude, Lantern, another nude. Then I thought it was funny. I just restarted it. You can beat YouTube. I've gotten very lucky. But Zach kept his live going on and on and on. The media I see a nude, I end it, and I quickly go right into YouTube Studio, and you delete it. And usually if you do that, oh, I'm sorry, coffee first, my bad, coffee first. Usually if you do that, then you can get away with it. Like, oh yeah, no harm, no foul, yeah, they deleted it. But because Zach kept going on and on and on, and because Lantern did a dual stream, well, if it gets taken down on one show, it's going to get taken down on the other. And then Adam gave the greatest acting performance of his life. You cannot accidentally show a nude. And then I loved his excuse. Oh yeah, I had it on my desktop for research. Research for what? That makes no goddamn sense whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? So, and because I've lied before in the past, no one believed me. So, I saw it like everybody else. About 5 or 10 minutes later, I was watching it literally on my phone. I'm watching it. All of a sudden, the screen goes black, and it says some white letters. I don't remember exactly what it said, but it said something to the effect of, this video has been taken down because you have broke YouTube policy for nudity. Everybody saw that. Dave saw it. Dave called me and said, hey, Fierce, did you see what happened? I said, oh, yeah, I saw it. I said, I knew it was going to happen because Adam went in there. I didn't think anything would happen to Lanterns, but because I don't know how Lantern has figured out how to do a dual stream. He only does dual streams with Zach. He's never done a dual stream on mine, never on Yak's. I don't know how you do it. It's somewhere in the YouTube studio somewhere. So the reason why I think someone fucked me over, it was probably Larry. I asked Dave, I said, Dave, who do you think actually reported it? Bukagi said, Fierce, there's so many trolls out there, anyone could have reported it. I said, I 100% agree. Then Zach told me that someone, pretending to be me, wrote him and gave him a threatening message like, if you don't do this, if you don't take this roast stream down, I'm going to take down your channel, I'm going to do this and that. I had nothing to do. For the third time, I'm showing you guys, I have only ever sent Zach one message. And I tried to explain it to him. I said, Zach, over the years, I've had fake FearsMan26 accounts show up in my chats. I've had fake Fears Vlogs accounts in my live stream chat. I said whenever everyone was in LCs, there was some fake Fearsmans in there. I said, Zach, it's this easy. I said, someone wrote you, pretending to be me, sent you all these crazy messages that I didn't. And here's the only message. Right here, hang on. So there it is. Wait, where is it? There's Zach, the incredible impression, right? If you click on it, check out the date. February 21st, 2026. I just sent him that. There's no other messages. Nothing. That's the only message I've ever sent him. So, and I literally said, I'm sorry, there's two. I said, yo, and then I sent him. I don't remember what this link was for. It was either for him to come into one of my shows or maybe to come into Lantern shows. I really don't know. So whoever sent him all that bullshit message was setting me up. Well, who doesn't like me in the community? Danny D doesn't like me in the community for whatever reason. He thinks I'm trying to steal Lantern's friendship away or whatever. Danny D has always had something against me. So I'm thinking it was either Danny D or who's another person that's acted completely psycho? Larry. Larry has done everything to ruin my life. I tried to explain it to Zach. I said, Zach, look at all the shit that Larry's done. He bought a website. Literally spent his own money on a website to just put up stupid bullshit videos of me. I said, he's leaked 2 of my numbers. That's ridiculous. I said, he literally called me every day for 6.5 months. And every day, he didn't. Now, I will give him this. He never threatened my life. But he kept saying on the phone, Fears, if you don't unblock me, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. And I'm going to keep upping the ante and upping the ante. So I would not doubt it. I guarantee it was either Larry or Danny D or some other troll that doesn't like me and said, oh, there's not really anything going on right now. Oh, I know what I do. And Larry wants to get everyone against me. He's never said that, but I can just tell, oh, he wants to get everyone against me. He wants to get everyone to hate me. You know, and I've even admitted I've got some things to work on. I need to work on my patience and my temper. But I swear to you guys on my father's grave, I had nothing to do. And you guys know how much I love my dad. I care about my dad. Today's my dad's birthday, actually. And I just wish Zach wouldn't have done this on my dad's birthday. I literally just wanted to squash the beef and then come home. And after I get done, I'm probably not even going to watch Yak's live. And I really, really, really wish Yak would not rehash this. Because it's just going to cause more drama and more bullshit. But he won't. He's another one. He's going to do whatever the fuck he wants to do. He said that he would call out Zach for lying. Because he straight up lied. And I'm so sick of people calling me out for everything. And then everybody else gets away with it scot-free. It's ridiculous. So anyway. So I tried to explain this. I said, Zach, you don't know these people in the community. I said, hell, I've got loving and loyal fans. I'll give you an example. I've known D-Man since 2015. I don't know. I've never seen a picture of his face. I don't know his wife's name. I don't know D-Man's name. I said, maybe I'll never get to meet him. I don't know Vision's real name. I don't know Bukagi's real name. I said, Zach, you don't know these people. And he acts like, oh, I've known these guys for years. And I said, Zach, it's okay to have loving and loyal fans. And I love my loving and loyal fans. I think I have the best loving and loyal fans ever. But I said, Zach, you don't know who these people are. And I said, Zach, I said, I've been in the community almost as long as Yakov and Pixel and Visions and all these other people. I said, it's 50-50. I said, 50% are warm, loving people. I said, there's other people that have been a complete dick to me and fucked me over a million times. And I'm not mad. I'm upset. I'm frustrated, but I'm not mad. I've cooled down, but I'm very upset because none of this had to happen. If Zach would have just talked to me off camera, it would have already been squashed. And Dave brought up a good point. He goes, well, Fears, he goes, don't you find it kind of weird that before he met up with you, he set up a live saying, reviewing the Fears negotiations. That is so immature. And he didn't have my permission to use my image in those thumbnails. I've asked him to change the thumbnail. I said, Zach, if I'm in a vlog with you, and Dave is, I don't care what thumbnail you use because I'm in the vlog with you. But I said, you should have asked my permission to use those thumbnails. And I said, Zach, we're not negotiating anything. That is so immature. It's so stupid. I said, you're a human being. I'm a human being. We're going to talk. I'll say sorry. You can say sorry. We'll squash it like men and then move forward. And that's exactly what I wanted to do. I promise you guys, I had every intention. The only reason why I got mad is I had no idea that I was filming. Then I look over and I saw that. And I was like, oh, God, here we go. Not everything has to be online. The only reason why I'm doing these is to tell you guys, I never got to tell Zach what was bothering me. So if Zach watches part 1 and part 2, now he'll know what's bothering me. So there's all that. So then we all know what happened. So whoever reported it. Zach's video came down, the first part of it, and I understand when he did the roast, if whoever set me up, if they wouldn't have took down the first one for reporting it, probably it would have been a lighthearted roast. But when he did the second one, he was straight up mean. He said Fears is so desperate, and I'm not lying. You can go back. He called me straight up fat. And he knows I'm trying to lose weight, so obviously that hurt my feelings. That's escalating it more. It's pissing me off more. He said I would never find a lady. He said a whole bunch of shit. And I don't care if Yakov and other people were making fun of everything, making fun of everybody else. I'll be honest. He was making fun of everybody. But Yak, but Zach would always bring it back to me. So if you watch it, he starts with me. Yeah, Fears is fat. He's fucking ugly. He's this and that. Then Yakov, made fun of everybody. But then Zach pulled it back, said some more shit about me. I watched the whole thing. And if you guys think I'm lying, go back and watch it. Yak's making fun of everybody. Zach is only making fun. He made fun of a couple people, but he always brought it back to me and made fun of me. Because by that time, everybody thought that I had did it, and I didn't do it. So I could tell that he was already upset. He's like, well, I'm already upset, but I'm still going to do the roast. And again, doing a roast, what Dave said, if Zach had no intention of inviting me, if I would have been in on it, and it was just lighthearted, fun, teasing with the guys, I would have been fine with that. But once he got mean with it, of course I got pissed off. Because I'm like, I've never done a roast stream on anyone. This is not even a roast stream. I'm trying to tell you guys the situation, and I hope Zach watches part 1 and part 2. So, and I knew that the people were going to blame me, because when he did number 2, I grabbed my phone, I looked down into the chat, everyone's like, who took it down? What's going on? Everybody was scrambling, like, what's going on? What's this? I wonder who took it down. And then within a minute or two, maybe 3-4 minutes, I bet you it was Fears. I bet you it was Fears. I called Dave. I said, Dave, this makes absolutely no sense. I said, Lantern is my friend. I said, and everybody knows, the only time I've ever asked Lantern to do anything with this channel is whenever those trolls were playing those crazy videos about Lantern fucking my mom and they pushed over that, I asked Lantern to take those 2 videos down. But why in the blue hell would I want to take Lantern's channel down when 1, he's a pillar of the community, 2, Lantern is my biggest fan, 3, I'm actually Lantern's friend. I would never take down Lantern's channel. And I find it insane that you guys would think that I would actually. And the reason why people have, and I told this to Zach, I said, people think it is, I said, because I've took down troll videos and troll channels. I said, but Zach, those trolls do not care about their channels. They just have the channels just to make my life a living hell. I said, they don't care about those videos at all. Because if I get it taken down in about a week or in a couple days, they'll just make another channel. Because they're that pathetic. But I said, Zach, would I ever take down your channel? No. Would I take down Lantern's channel? No. But everyone was easy to believe, to blame me. So that all made me mad, of course, because I'm like, even when I tell the truth, and I said I'm trying to make up for my past, no one believes me. So I explained it to Visions what happened. I explained it to Bukaki before Carrie went to bed that night. I called her on Discord and said, Carrie, here's what happened. And I said, this is what I think happened. I said, because Lantern was doing a dual stream, whoever set me up, Adam set it in motion, because I'm telling you, Adam is the first. If anyone wants to be mad at anyone, be mad at Adam, and be mad at whoever the accomplice was that fucked me over. Adam set it in motion. You cannot accidentally show a nude. It was on his profile. When I said that to Bukaki, he laughed his ass off. He said, yeah. He fears. He goes, no one can just, oh, sorry, my bad. I showed a picture of a penis. He had it planned because he's done it before. He showed nudes in other people. People have shown nudes in Lantern's stream. He's playing a video game. It doesn't make any sense. So then I loved it. Once it all happened and once all the channel came away, magically Adam disappeared. Then he comes back a little bit later and does the greatest acting performance of his life. The greatest acting performance of his life. He has his head down. Oh, yeah, guys. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I didn't mean. I'm so embarrassed. Oh, woe is me. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. And I'm like, you're so full of shit. It's fucking beyond belief. So, I'll give it to him. It was a great acting performance. So I'm like, you cannot accidentally show a nude. So I'm like, oh, I'm like, if it's not me, then they just love drama. If this wouldn't have happened to me, I hate to say it, Kate was fishing for stuff. That's how the whole thing. It's not my fault. I'm saying part of it's my fault because of my temper. Part of it's Zach's fault because he's doing all this shady stuff, and it's actually the community's fault too because it's undeniable. The community loves drama. I don't. Like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen next. It's all three of that. The community needs to grow the fuck up. And I'm telling you, so today was Zach's fault. If he never would have lied and said, because I knew something was up. And I was like, Zach, let's just talk off camera. No, Fears, I feel threatened. I feel worried. I have never hit any of my friends. I never would have harmed Zach at all. Sure. Me and my buddy Eric, me and my other friends, we've gotten into arguments, but it's never come to like blows, and I never will. Me and Randall have never fought. We've argued, but I would never. And Zach doesn't take any responsibility for his actions. I'm taking responsibility for my action. You bet your ass I grabbed his phone. Should I have? No. He said it's assault and battery. I never touched Zach, but again, I shouldn't have touched his property, but he bold-faced lied to me. Let's see, how many lives was it? 3. Oh, well, no, I think 4, because I ended one because it was so messed up. And Bukaki said it in my live in the first one. He said, Fears, I don't think you were in the wrong. And now I feel bad because now people are going to focus on, oh, well, you grabbed the phone, Fears. And I really hope that Zach does not get got off scot-free, because I never get off. Whenever I do something wrong, I apologize to the community. People what am I trying to say? People like shoot out every single flaw that I did, and they're, oh no, you're not getting away with this, Spears. Well, he shouldn't get away with this. It could have been all over Zach if he would have just not recorded me without my permission. I was so ready to, like, I said, all right, well, I'll wait till he's done because he's got some notes. I have some notes in my phone. So another reason why I'm doing this, he said, like, in part 1, I timed out Zach when I did part 1. He said, you're only doing this to save yourself. No, I'm not. I didn't get to say what I wanted to say, what's been bothering me. All this shit's been bothering me. And I said, well, if Zach doesn't want to hear it, and Zach wants to be immature and record me without my permission, then I'll just say it here. This is what's escalated. And if you notice, I didn't do anything to Zach this week. He's done roast streams, calling me a pussy because I timed him out. He's escalated it throughout the week. I obeyed his command of, Fears, don't talk to me, don't text me. But he sure as hell can say what he wants throughout the week. I didn't say one damn word to him. The only time I did say something is when he came into my live yesterday and the day before. But I did not call him. I did not text him. I said, all right, well, if he doesn't want me to call him and text him, I'll just talk to him on Saturday. I don't think I'm being unreasonable. And I'm glad that there's some people on my side. But it's ridiculous. It should have never gotten this bad. And Zach, I know you're watching. Or if not, you're going to watch later. Because I will get back to the chat as soon as I'm done. Because I'm trying to finish this as quickly as I can. Because one, I want to celebrate my dad's birthday. I've already got a bunch of movies that I want to watch. And that's all I wanted to do today. I wanted a calm day. So he kind of ruined my day. Kind of. I was in a great mood until he... I'm trying to remember the word that Dave said. Ambush. That's what Dave said. He goes, Fears, he ambushed you into it. He had it planned. And Dave brought up a very good comment. He goes, well, Fears, he goes, it's really weird that he sets up a live stream for Sunday that says, reviewing the Fears negotiations. And I said, Dave, do you think he planned for me to film me today without my permission, get me all worked up, just to have some more drama to talk about on Sunday? He's like, that's what it looks like, Fears. And that was Dave's words. And I said, well, I don't know for sure. So I said, I don't want to assume anything. But I said, it's awful fishy. So you guys can believe whatever you want about the Lantern and Zach situation. But I'm telling you, on my father's grave, I had nothing to do with it. And it's unfortunate. And I find it very, another shady thing. Whoever fucked me over, they didn't think about Lantern's dual stream. Because within, 15, 20 minutes, Lantern got his channel back. So that means whoever fucked me over and fucked over Zach and reported the live said, oh shit, I didn't think about Lantern doing a dual stream. Oh shit, like I just wanted to start some drama between, Zach and John. I didn't think about Lantern. So there's only one way to get your channel back. Whoever fucked me over wrote to YouTube and said, they probably said some bullshit like, oh yeah, it was an accident. I didn't mean to strike this. I asked Lantern what happened. I'm not making fun of Lantern. Lantern couldn't remember what was in the email. He's like, well, I got an email. I said, well, do you remember what it said, Lantern? He goes, no. He goes, but I got my channel back. I said, do you know how you got your channel back? No. And I was like, all right, never mind, Lantern. But this is probably what happened. Whoever the culprit is, and I hope the truth comes out, and I hope you guys will dig into, because I hope whoever set me up, they need to be held responsible. And I guarantee you, they'll probably never be held responsible. But whoever did this didn't think, oh shit, Lantern did a dual stream. So they must have contacted YouTube and said, oh, and made up some bullshit like, oh, I'm sorry, like I reported something, my bad, I didn't mean to. That guy needs to have his channel back. Can you give it back? Within 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes top, Lantern got his channel back. And I'm so relieved that he got his channel back. And I think I've been very reasonable in this live. I haven't made fun of Zach. I've told the truth. Zach's done shady stuff before. People gave him so much shit. He's trying to hook up with Kate, trying to stay with his woman. I said, Zach, just pick one. I said, if your girlfriend Liz is giving you so much grief, she's not worth it. I said, if you want to be with Kate, go for it, buddy. And the reason why I said that to him, I said, I doubt me and Kate will ever meet. I said, she's a very nice girl, but I said, She likes drama. I don't. And Kate, I'm not trying to talk behind your back. I've physically seen her with my own eyes. She'll be all nice to me in this chat, right? She'll go off to Yak's, she'll go off to Zach's, say the most horrible things about me. Larry's the same way. Larry will be nice in Yak's or Zach's, but whenever before I blocked him in my chat, he would say horrible things. People would send me screenshots. I was saying, "Hey, Fears, I don't want to burst your bubble, but it's awesome that you had a great live. But look at what Larry said." I said, "Well, that doesn't surprise me because I hate Larry's guts. Larry hates my guts." I said, he always wants to start shit. In some of those voice messages, he would literally say, "I will not stop, Fears, until you unblock me." And any normal person would be like, "All right, well, Fears is never going to unblock me. I probably should just leave him alone. And yeah, my plan failed. I'll just leave him alone." But he won't. That's how psychotic Larry is. I've tried to tell that to Zach. Zach's even got upset with Larry. Zach actually blocked Larry one time. Zach called me one time and was like, "Fears, I'm so sick and tired of Larry's bullshit." And I was like, I told you. I said, "I'm just trying to help you out." I said, he's begged Dave for my number. He begged Zach for the number. It's ridiculous. So that's the reason why I got mad, is because he recorded me without my permission. Not once, not twice, but a bunch of times. Then he lies about it. He straight up lied to my face and said that he wasn't live. And every time I kept saying, "Well, then show me then. Show me on the phone." And he didn't, because he knew that he was live. So I should get an apology for that. And he's like, "I'm not going to apologize for something, for something that I don't think is wrong." And I'm like, it is wrong. What you did was wrong. And he sent me a long text. I'm not going to read it because unlike Zach, I don't expose people. I should. I could easily expose him, but I'll read you what I wrote. So he goes into all this stuff, and he sent me a very long message. And so I wrote in this. I'm only going to read you. This is the green stuff. Is what I wrote. The white stuff is what Zach wrote. So I said, so he sent me a long message, and then I said, "Zach," I said, "it could have already been squashed." I said, "What you did was wrong." I said, "You put me in a situation that I didn't want to be in." I said, "I'm going to address it when I get home." And I said, "But you really hurt my feelings, and you really broke my trust." I said, "This could have already been squashed, dude." I said, "So I already know what Sunday's going to be like." I said, "It's probably going to be another troll bashing stream." I said, all because you're immature." I said, "We couldn't talk off camera." I said, "He would have been dropped if we would have just talked off camera." I said, "Zach," I said, I've never harmed a friend ever." I said, "I've yelled at my friends and we've gotten into arguments, but I've never punched my friend. I've never brought any harm to a friend." And then I said, "So I need some time, dude." I said, "I'm very upset." He sends me another long message. And again, I'm not going to expose him. And in one of his messages, he said that I was honest. Well, he evidently wasn't honest today. And I said, "Zach, you're not honest." I said, "I watched some of the live back." I said, "You lied and said that you weren't live when you were live." I said, "I was ready to mend the wounds, man." I said, "I had a great day." I said, "We all did." I said, we were shopping, we were eating tacos." I said, "I was in a great mood." I said, "I wouldn't have freaked out." I said, I never would harm you. I said, "I've never punched any of my friends." I said, "I've never caused harm." But I said, "But you're a shady man, Zach." I said, "You put up 2 lives without my permission." I said, "You put up a voice message without my permission, and you filmed yourself." That was another thing that he escalated throughout the week, which pissed me off again. And I tried to explain. I said, "Zach, why in the blue hell would you do that?" I said, "That is just what trolls love." I said, "You got mad. You acted irrationally. You put it in a Discord. Well, what the hell do you think is going to happen?" I knew as soon as I found out about that. I said, "Oh, he put it in. I don't know what Discord he put it in." I'm like, "Zach, you put that type of stuff in a Discord, they're going to grab it and they're going to upload it on their channel. Right?" And that's exactly what that potbelly guy did. So anyway, let me go back to what I was saying. So I said, "But you're a shady man." I said, "You put up 2 lives without my permission." I said, "You put up a voice message without my permission." I said, "How am I supposed to trust you So I said, so today was your fault. I said, I'm not saying it's all your fault. And then I said, you know what, Zach? I said, you know whose fault it is? I said, it's both of our faults and some immaturity from this community. I said, that's the main thing. I said, it's all three of those combined. I said, this could have been ended a long time ago. I said, but you had to do some shit today. And I said, if you would have asked me, I would have said no. And that should have been the end of it. I literally told him no a few times. And he's like, well, I feel like the community needs to know. No, they do not. They don't need to know. It's our personal shit. And I don't want everything on the internet. It's ridiculous. It's like literally like I'm dealing with fucking 5-year-olds, like little 5th grade bullshit. It's so fucking stupid. Anyway, I didn't say that in the message. I'm saying that to you guys. Anyway, let's see. Where did I leave off? But you had to do some shit today. I said, if you would have asked me, I would have said no. That should have been the end of it. I said, you basically pressured me into something, and I did not feel comfortable. I said, I wanted to talk off camera. So literally, dude, I don't want you texting me for at least a week or two. I said, I need some time away, man. I said, we can settle this later. I said, either before I go on my trip to visit my mom and the rest of my family, or we can squash it whenever I get back, because that trip's coming up. And so then I said, I couldn't even get to what I wanted to say. That's why I'm saying it here. I said I had a lot to say. And then I said a lot of it in my first stream. I said, I'm planning to do another stream. I said, but I lost internet. And then I said, so I'm telling you, man, I said, you did not have my permission to use any of those thumbnails. If you guys look at the thumbnails, he wants to string this along. He has my head on a plate with a bunch of trolls in the background. So he just wants to keep egging this stuff on. And it's immaturity. So I said, you don't have my permission to use those thumbnails. I don't care if me, Zach, and Dave, and James, and Tina, and the whole gang are in a vlog. Then he can use a thumbnail from, the vlog. I've done that. But he actually made those meme thumbnails without my permission. That pissed me off too. So he's just escalating it. And so I said, I would like if you could take those thumbnails down. And I said, if you were a real friend, I said you would take down the live streams, what you did today, because what you did was wrong. I said, when I'm ready to talk, I'll give you a call. I said, because I still want to squash this beef. I said, but I'm telling you, man, I said, I don't want to be the center of your attention and the topic for your lives every single time. I said, because people are already obsessed with me way too much. I said, I really can't take much more of this bullshit. I said, this community is so fucking toxic. I said, I'll give you a call in about, I said a couple days, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks. I said, whenever I'm ready to talk, we can set this up again. And I said, I hope next time we can talk off camera. And Dave even suggested, he goes, Fears? He goes, I don't mind being the mediator. And then I said, well, how about this, Dave? I said, how about next time we just all put our phones to the side? And he goes, we can do that, John. I said, yeah. I said, because if he would have not filmed me without my permission, it would have already been squashed. I was so ready and looking forward to squashing it. And now all this happened. So now I can only imagine what he's going to say on Sunday. I guarantee it's going to be another fucking shit show on Sunday. It may not be. Surprise me, Zach. Surprise me. And it's probably going to be a fucking shit show on Yaks tonight. Because I've asked Yak a million times. I really wish you wouldn't rehash shit. I said, like, to me, once something's talked about, it should just be squashed, done, over with. And it would have been if Zach wouldn't have filmed me. Because you guys can ask James and Dave. If you think I'm lying, I was in such a good mood. Again, anyone would get mad if they found out, oh, someone's filming without your permission. Look on TikTok. People do that shit all the time, and people get enraged. And I didn't get enraged. I got upset. But now it's going to be a whole... I can already imagine what next week's going to be like. Like, this community cannot go 1 week without some catastrophic drama. Like, I just want to do my vlogs. I want to do my fun streams. And I told Zach the reason why I'm usually in a bad mood is people keep re-fucking me over and re-fucking me over. Keep getting me stressed. I said, Zach, they never let up. I said, back in the day, they would give me a couple of months. of no trolling. I said, now it's just constant. Constant. And I said, that's why I'm getting mad, Zach. I said, because they just keep fucking with me beyond belief. And I don't know how to solve the problem. Because I asked Dave, I said, Dave, I said, do you think I should take down Zach's live for invasion of privacy? I would never strike. I would never give Zach a copyright strike because I like Zach's content. I want Zach to succeed. Even though he fucked me over, I still want to salvage our friendship. And Bukaki said, Fears, he goes, I would never talk to him ever again. And I'm trying to be more forgiving, but it was so fucked up. Like I told Bukaki, I said, I'm more of a three strikes and you're out guy. So this is strike one, Zach. I'm not kidding. So the only person that I gave like a bazillion chances to is to Yakov. You know? And people really make it really hard. The first time I met Quentin, hey, fuck you, Fears. I don't understand why Danny D hates me. You know? I've tried to get along with him, and he straight up hates me. And I haven't talked about Danny D in ages. Like the other day when he came on Lantern's channel, he had my face with the Ghostbuster symbol. You know, with the red, with the line down it. I don't know what his deal is. So Danny, you can hate me if you want, but I've never done anything to Danny D. Nothing. To warrant all the abuse I get from Danny D, you know. So it was either Danny D that fucked me over, and I said, Dave, I said, let's say the obvious. And he goes, what? I said, it's either Larry, because he hates my guts, I hate his guts. I said, he's put me through pure fucking hell. So it's either Danny D, because he hates me for whatever reason. I said, or it's Larry, and we all know why. And it all stemmed with Larry. Larry thinks he can do and say whatever the hell he wants. I gave him 3 chances. And he kept saying whatever the fuck he wants. It kept annoying me. And I said, dude, it has nothing to do with all that zoo shit. I mean, that did piss me off. But the initial reason why he's like, oh, Fears, you started a war, is because I timed him out. For some weird reason, people don't like getting timed out and blocked. I mean, I get it. You're trying to say something and then someone times you out or blocks you. Zach, you can call me a pussy if you want. When people have reached their fucking boiling point or their limit, that's why YouTube invented the block button or the timeout. I don't see anything wrong with timing people out, and I will continue to. If I don't like someone or people push me to the limit, I'm like, all right, bye, you're gone, because I don't want to deal with it, and I shouldn't have to deal with people's bullshit. It's ridiculous, and people need to get over it. So he didn't like that I timed him out, right? So he just kept slowly but surely upping the ante and upping the ante and upping the ante and upping the ante. It's ridiculous. So that's all the stuff I wanted to say. I'm trying to think if I left anything out. So if Zach wouldn't have egged it on throughout the week, and if he says he didn't, he's a fucking liar, because he did. You know, and I can only imagine what tomorrow's going to bring, and I'm not going in tomorrow. Like if we would have squashed it, I probably would have went in tomorrow and hung out with everybody. But because he was immature today and filmed me without my permission, obviously I'm not going to go in there. So I just don't know. People, let me read you something. I'm not going to reveal who it was, but people have wrote me on the Discord saying how much Zach is a shitty friend. I'm not going to reveal who it is. 3 people wrote me, but I'm just going to read the main one. So I hope this person doesn't mind, but I won't say who it was. So anyway, let me scroll back to the first part of it. So I'm not going to reveal who this person. Someone wrote me on March 13th, and he says, "Hey Fears, Zach seems like a shitty friend. Didn't you say he shared a private phone call with people? That's totally out of line, and he has no common sense. He kind of acts like a troll." So that's the person that said that. Then I go, "Oh yeah, that's not the half of it." I said, "I'm so mad about that." I said, "He can't keep his damn mouth shut." I said, "He put the phone call on the Discord." I said, "Then some troll uploaded it on YouTube. You know that's 100% true." I said, "So I may have to take that down." And I said, "Then, like everybody, he blames me for almost getting Lantern's channel taken down when Adam Bachidi is the one that played the nude. I said, Adam, this is not the first time that he showed a nude. I said, Adam showed nudes on tons of people's lives before. I said he showed lives on mine, other people's. I said, you can't accidentally share a nude. And then I said he had that on his laptop. I said, I tried to tell Zach that I've had to deal with fake John Fears accounts and fake Fearsman26 and all that before. Hang on, I lost my spot. I get them in my YouTube chat sometimes. Whenever I was in LC's and Dave's Discord, I said people have made fake Fearsman26 accounts. So somebody wrote him and threatened to take down the video. So some troll set me up and they put it in motion. I said, I guess they didn't expect the thing about Lantern doing a dual stream, so whoever fucked me over must have contacted YouTube and got Lantern's channel back. I said, I guarantee you it's probably Larry. I don't know for sure, but it's probably Larry. I said, I've told this many times. I said, Larry doesn't like me. I don't like him. I said, Larry has made my life a living fucking hell. I said, it's either Larry, I said, or it's some other troll. I said, he's admitted he'll do whatever it takes to get himself unblocked. And I said, I will not unblock him. So I said, it's either Larry, I said, or another troll. I also said, Zach is another person in front of the camera and on live. I said, Zach is another person in front of the camera when he's on a live. If you've noticed, I said, he puts me down a lot. I said, I've asked him multiple times not to put me down. And then he did the roast stream. I said, he straight up called me fat. I said, and then I'll never find a lady. I said, I would never put him down ever like that. I said, I would never throw him under the bus. I said, I've never made fun of him. I said, plus the whole thing about me trying to take his channel down. I said, I would never take down Lantern's channel or his video down. I said, I would never take Zach's video or channel down. I said, because we're friends. I said, I've only ever took down troll channels and troll videos. I said, because I have done that before. I said, but because I've lied in the past, no one will believe me. This person actually believed me. So I said, so I'm glad that you believe me. I said, I told the same story to other people in the community. I said, I told it to Visions. I explained it to Carrie. I said, they all believed me. I said, when we hung out and we went to Adam the Woo's bench, I said, because he was in trouble with the community, he was on his phone all damn day. I said, Dave thought it was rude. I thought it was rude. He didn't even come into Atomic Horror. I said he lied about how long we stayed in Atomic Horror. He said we were in there for about an hour or two. We were in there for 20 minutes. I said that to this person. Probably 20 to 25 minutes. Around there. He thought it was funny when Larry found out where we were and called Barnes & Noble. Zach was laughing the whole time. I didn't find it funny. I found it extremely frustrating, and I've never been more embarrassed in my life. I said that woman at Barnes & Noble was absolutely livid. She had to go up to Zach and say, turn off the live stream. And then he did the roast. I don't believe I would ever do a roast on anyone. So he's been egging it on. And then, let me scroll up. And he said, Fears, don't call me on Saturday and we'll talk. And he goes, if you do, I won't show up and squash the beef. Then he said in his live, and you can go back and watch it. I was telling this person, he goes, I'd really like to make John suffer a little bit more. You guys know he said that in that live at the end. So that's what I'm telling this person. A little bit more. So yeah, he's done a lot and I'm pretty upset. So when I talk to him on Saturday, I'm going to lay everything on the table and that he's got to change. I've got some things to change. I want him to stop putting me down in order for us to be friends. I said, you will not share. I knew that this person wouldn't share I said you wouldn't share our personal conversations online. I said, but this has gotten so ridiculous and out of hand. So then this person wrote and says, yeah, it seems like he insults you and puts you down because he thinks that that will, I'm sorry, I'm a little tired. He says, yeah, it seems like he insults you and puts you down because he thinks that it will make the community like him better. In reality, it makes him look like a shitty friend. So then I said, I couldn't agree more. like I said he is a nice person off camera. The minute he's on camera, he insults you, belittles me, puts me down, and frankly, I'm sick of it. So on Saturday, I'm going to talk to him about it. I never got to, but now I'm talking about it. And then I said, and frankly, I got to tell you, I said, I've tried to tell Zach sometimes. I also think Zach has no idea. I said, I've tried to tell Zach, he doesn't even know these people in the community. I said, I've known them for like 14 years. I said, there's some people in the community that are good, and there's some people in this community that are bad. I said, he's so forgiving, and I said, I'm not a fool. I said, I give people 2 or 3 chances. I said, it's like baseball, 3 strikes and you're out. Because my dad literally taught me, why would you be friends with someone if they keep fucking you over and fucking you over and fucking you over and fucking you over? So then I said, hang on, let me find my spot again. I give people 2 or 3 chances. It's like baseball, 3 strikes and you're out. And I said, I don't understand how he could be friends or friendly with Larry after all the shit Larry's put me through. I said, Larry's a piece of shit. And I said, he doesn't even know who Quentin is. And then I said, I don't know how he could be friends with Adam. I said, Adam almost got Lantern's channel taken down. And I said, Adam plays the nice guy, but then he goes off and does this. You cannot accidentally show a nude. That is absolutely ridiculous. Oh, sorry, I've got this. I accidentally have a photo of a man fisting a woman. And I loved his excuse. Well, I'm doing research. Research on what? That makes no damn sense. That is the most stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard of in my entire life. So anyway, so then I wrote, Adam plays the nice guy, and then he does shit like this. So I said, I'm going to talk to him about all this on Saturday. I said, you can't trust everybody. And then this person says, yeah, what happens when you try and be the neutral person and be friends with everyone, you end up stepping on your friend's toes. And then he says, Yak was cooler when he was a total jerk in a way, because at least you knew who your friends and your enemies were. And then he says, Zach is a people pleaser. But I mean, I'm glad that Yakov has changed, because Yakov did so much crazy shit back then. I'm so glad that he got sober. Good for him. I'm not faulting Yak. I'm glad that he found God. Seems like he's got a great job now. I heard about his job. I'm not going to out his job, but he said what he does. That's great. I'm so happy for him. I really am. And I'm glad Yak has changed for the better. I'm glad me and him squashed the beef. I'm glad that me and him are friends. He's a great guy. He literally said, Fears, if I ever come to visit you, we're going to Gatorland. So Yak wants to be in a vlog. I said, and I made a joke today in my first stream. Well, hey, we can do that, Yak, but we also got to get on some golf, and I'm going to beat your ass in golf. I was just joking. If he beats me, I'll be like, hey, man, great, awesome. Few people have. So he said that, and I said, well, to be honest, I said, I'm glad that Yak is not a jerk anymore. I said, I'm glad he found God. I'm glad he got sober, because I said, me and Yak back in the day wanted to kill each other. I said, back in the day, me and Yak did not get along. I said, now we're getting along much better. I said, I understand what you're trying to say. I said, and I'll be honest, I'm somewhat of a people pleaser, but I don't give people as many chances as Zach. I said, I know there's horrible people in this world. I said, Zach has to learn. Hang on, I'm trying to get the rest of it. I said, I don't give people as many chances. I said, because I know there's horrible people in this world. I said, and Zach has to learn that you can't trust everybody. I said, unfortunately, there's some evil people in this world. Then I said, oh, by the way, I got some fan mail. And then he said, yeah, that envelope looks cool. And he goes, making that graphic and putting your face on it. And then we talked about other stuff. I'm not going to reveal all the... hang on. So then today, this person wrote me and said, well, apparently you can't trust. So this was today. So all the stuff that I just read was a couple of days ago. This was today. So he said, well, apparently you can't trust hanging out or hanging around Zach again without him recording you for views. He says it's to show how you are off camera, but it's obviously he does it to get people in the community to like him. I'm watching the stream where he was recording you, and he kept saying that he wasn't live. Man, what a liar. Over and over, telling you to respect his boundaries when he's recording you. This guy is insane. Well, there you go. So I'm not gonna reveal who that person was, but that was so. Zach, people have been talking, saying how shitty of a friend you've been to me. Did I escalate anything this week? I swear, the only time I talked to him was when Zach came into my live. And I even said, hey, Zach, I don't really want to talk. I said, we'll talk when on Saturday. I did not escalate anything. For him to do another stream on Sunday is going to escalate the situation. I know it's going to be bad. So I don't know what else to do. I've been open and honest with you guys. I really hope that someone in the community or everybody in the community finds out the culprit of someone taking a video down off of Zach's and almost like nuking Lantern's channel. I promised you guys I would never nuke Zach's and I would never nuke Lantern's. And I'm being honest. I told Dave, I said, Dave, when you talk to Zach, I said, I'm giving him ample opportunities to take those lives down because I was so uncomfortable. And he shouldn't have put me in that situation. And Dave said, you're not going to strike them. I said, no, I'm not going to strike them. I said, I'll give them a couple days to take them down. I said, I can't strike those videos. I said, what I can do, though, I said, I'll give Zach ample opportunity to take him down himself. If he doesn't, I said, I'm going to hit him with a privacy complaint because I didn't want to be in those. And privacy complaint, they just take the video down. They don't give you a strike. So I'm letting everybody know I'm going to give him a couple days. If he doesn't do it, I'm going to take him down. Or I'm going to try to get him taken down because what he did was unacceptable. And I really hope that Zach does not get off scot-free because it's so unfair that I don't get off scot-free and everybody calls me out for everything. Now, Yak did say that he's going to call him out for lying. But again, I just wish Yak would let me and Zach handle this. I'm not trying to tell. I don't know if Yak is watching or not. I'm going to open up the chat in a few minutes once I'm done. I just wish Yak wouldn't hash it out. I think rehashing stuff, it's only going to cause more drama. And I've been nothing but nice in this live. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. So I don't know how to fix this problem, but I'm not going to reach out to Zach for a couple, like I said, at least a week or two. I've calmed down a lot, but the only reason why I got mad is because he did something against my wish. Basically, Dave said he ambushed me. And I said, Dave, I don't know if I would call it that, but I said he did a bunch of shady stuff, and he lied about it. So I hope he doesn't get off scot-free. And I'm willing to admit, yes, I did grab his phone. I shouldn't have, and I'm sorry for grabbing his phone, but I wasn't livid, but I was upset. Because I was like, why does he have to go there? I said, why couldn't we have just talked this out off camera? Because I'm serious. I love my loving and loyal fans, but you guys don't need to know. That's what makes me different between Zach. You guys don't need to know everything about my life, and I don't want everything out there on my life. Because YouTube has not been fun for a while. There's been fun moments, but I am so sick of this drama. I'm so sick of people showing up at my house. I'm so sick of people sending all this immature, all this fucking pizza shit. It's driving me nuts. It has to fucking stop. It's fucking ridiculous. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. None of this had to happen. Anyway, I've said my piece. I doubt this helped. I hope people believe me because I'm telling you guys the honest to God truth. If people don't want to believe me, then I'm sorry. I'm telling the truth. At least a couple of people are behind me, you know? And I promise you guys, I never would have got mad if he would have just... I was having no problem just sitting there in the car talking to him. But I was like, why do they need to know? Well, they've got questions. I don't care about their questions, Zach. I care about you and me's friendship. We can work this out behind the scenes. And if he wouldn't have filmed me, it probably would have took 15 minutes. I would have listened to all of his notes that he wrote down. I have the notes in my phone. And I was going to be like, I don't appreciate this. I don't appreciate this. And then after we would have read our notes and squashed everything, I would have been like, I would love an apology, Zach. You don't have to give me one if you don't want to, but I'll be the bigger man and I'll apologize. I would have apologized first for whatever he was mad at, because he didn't even get to all of his stuff, because I wasn't going to put up with his crap. I literally called Dave and said, Dave, you got to pick me up. I said, he's trying to do all this shady shit. I said, I'm not dealing with this immature bullshit. I felt bad because Dave's like, oh, well, I've been on the road. I said, can you please pick me up, man? Like, I would have called an Uber if I would have had to. But anyway, Dave was very kind enough to come back, pick me up. I should have just left and went into the store and waited. And I did. I did get out of the car at least twice. But when he went live again, he put the phone in between his legs. So I couldn't really see. It looked like he wasn't filming because he basically did this. He put it on a black screen. But even if you do this, it'll still record the live. And he had it turned down like this so you could see his feet. And then I went like that. I could see some light. And I'm like, you're still filming. Even if I didn't see the light, I was like, Zach, just show me your phone. And he wouldn't see it. So I said, oh, well, you're hiding something. Right? And I asked him, if you guys watch that live back, I asked him at least 6, 7, 8 times, show me your phone. And then he made up some stupid lie about, well, I have my mom on hold. He did not have his mom on hold. So eventually when Dave said, Fears, before I showed up, I watched the whole thing on the way back to pick you up. I said, oh, you did? And when Dave got there, I said, well, I'm going to ask Dave. I said, because you're not willing to show me your phone. Dave got out of the car, and Dave went like this. You guys didn't see this off camera. Dave went, oh, yeah, he's live. I looked, and I went, oh, yeah, he's live. And so you guys heard me say, I got out of the car. I said, Zach, I said, I'm going. I said, when you're ready to talk like a human being and not act like a baby, I said, you give me a call. And I shut the door, got in Dave's car, and then we left. And then he continued to go live. And I watched a little bit of it. And so I said, hey, Dave, well, if he's going to go live, I'm going to go live. I said, I'm so sick of this. I said, I didn't even get to say any of my piece. And I said, I'm so sick and tired of people blaming me for everything. And so I asked Dave's permission. And you can check with Dave. I'm telling the truth. I said, Dave, do you want me to wait until I get home and then I can do it here before Yak goes live? I said, or do you want to be in this? And he goes, no, that's fine, John. He goes, you can have me in there. Dave even said, hey, as a joke, he said, hey, Fears, I appreciate you asking me if I want to be in this. I said, yeah. I said, I know you're making a joke, Dave, but I said, yeah. I said, well, that's the reason why I asked you. And then I did my first half, and now I'm doing my second. So that's how everything went down. So it's been a week and a half almost 2 weeks, because the last time we did, let's see, when was that miniature golf live? It was at least a week or two ago. I even asked Zach today before I got mad at him, did you like the vlog? And he said, yeah, I liked the vlog. And it's actually gotten 105 views. So that's awesome. So I'm not blaming everything on Zach. I think part of it's Zach's fault. It's my fault for getting upset, but he did escalate this even more. I did not do a roast stream. I didn't call him a pussy. I didn't put up recorded messages. So he's escalated it even more. Why? Because, and I hate to say it, I'm more mature than Zach. I would never, and the reason why I say that is I would never upload a private conversation to YouTube or a voice message, because now whoever that stupid troll is has got it. And I guarantee you he'll probably upload all of this bullshit today on his channel. And I'm actually going to check that Potbelly, guys. It's probably already up. And I guarantee you Fears Guy Blogs, he makes my life a living hell. He's probably going to do something with it. It's ridiculous. So, yeah, that's my piece on it. So I think I was very fair. I was very nice. I didn't troll Zach. I didn't call him any names. I just can't live like this. Things have got to change. The community has to change. Zach has to change. He's shady. Why in the hell would people think I would want to take down Zach's channel? And I guarantee it's either Larry or it's either Larry or Donnie or another troll. And I bet you it's already on that fearsman.com. Let me go look. Let me see if it's actually on there, because I haven't looked in a while. I bet you they already have it on there. Let's see. Well, it's not on there yet, but give it a day or two, and I guarantee you it'll probably be on there. If it doesn't go on there, I'll be astounded. So, yeah. So, I don't know what to do, guys. I don't know how to solve this, but I literally texted Zach and said, I'll call you when I'm ready. And I said, I really hope the next time we talk, it's off camera. And Dave suggested, well, why don't we just meet in a neutral area, John, next time, and I'll just collect everyone's phones. I said, if Zach's up for that, I said, it should have been like that today. Because before I found out that he was recording me, everybody was fine. We were all chatting. We were all hanging out. Dave actually asked Zach, because Zach's not into Legos and stuff like me and Dave. And he's not into, he likes to go to the toy cons, to hang out with the guys and stuff. But I don't think he likes collecting like vintage toys like me and Dave do, which is fine. That's our thing. Dave said, hey, Zach, do you mind? He goes, I've been wanting to take Fears to this Orlando Brick Company. It's just another kind of like a Lego store. They just don't call it a Lego store, but they sell Legos. It's called Orlando Brick. And it's an awesome store. I can't wait for you guys to see, because I did do a little vlogging. I filmed us inside the Lego store. I filmed us at lunch before all this bullshit happened. I said, hey guys, what did everybody get for lunch? And then I filmed me and Dave. We went to the mall before we met up with Zach, because I wanted to get Pixel. I was going to make this Pixel's podcast book, but I remembered that they had that Friday the 13th thing. I said, oh, well, Pixel loves Friday the 13th. He'll appreciate it more, the podcast book, if I write all the notes down in that. So, anyway, and I didn't even want to live. I didn't even want to go live today. I just wanted to. So now my day's kind of ruined, because I was going to order a pizza, and now I can't. Maybe I'm going to try. I'm going to try and go out and get one before all the pizza places shut down. And I was just going to eat pizza for dinner, and I've got a whole bunch of movies. That's what I always do on my dad's birthday, always to honor him. That's why I'm trying to sum all this up and get to it, because there's still time to watch some. Because I don't have to go. It's Saturday. I don't have to go to work tomorrow, so there's still time. Depending on how tomorrow goes, if it's another troll bashing stream tomorrow on Zach's live, then I'm not gonna go live tomorrow, because I was just gonna be like, all right, we're gonna squash the beef. Maybe I'll go in Zach's live on Sunday. But now, I probably won't go in there because of what happened. So this is eventually going to be someone else's podcast, because I said, hey Dave, while we're waiting for Zach, let's go to the mall. I said, for two things. I said, one, I haven't went to FYE in a while, so if there's a horror movie out there, and I wanted to check to see if they had Star Trek Strange New Worlds. And I said, because I was about to order it, and I said, well, I should wait. I said, me and Dave will go to FYE. If they have it, I'll buy it there. They didn't have it, so I'm going to order Star Trek Strange New Worlds tonight or tomorrow. And I said, Dave, he goes, well, Fears, that's very doable. He goes, Zach's not there. He goes, we have just enough time. He goes, there's not a lot. Dave checked the traffic and said, oh yeah, there's not a lot of traffic. We can go there. He goes, Fears, we'll have 45 minutes. I said, awesome. I said, really, Dave? I said, I know you want to go to that candy store because they have a lot of hot sauce challenges. And he goes, yeah. So Dave bought it's a hot spicy pickle. It's like that long, and I guess Dave's going to do another challenge. I was like, oh, Dave, that's awesome. That's great. I said, you'll get more content. I said, people love the hot sauce challenges. And I said, you should save the last chip, because he forgot to bring the bomb sauce. And I said, Dave, we'll do the last chip challenge another day, because I want to be there. And he goes, oh, yeah. And I said, you need to take, I said, if this is the chip, Dave, you need to put the hot sauce. I said, that chip is already going to be hot as hell to begin with. He goes, oh, yeah. And I forgot how many thousands of whatever it is hot. He goes, it's a lot, Fears. I said, well, you are the hot sauce master. So I said, just take the chip, sprinkle a little bomb sauce in it, and then, have a ball. And he's like, oh, yeah. He goes, the only problem with that, Fears, is, he goes, that bomb sauce, tastes like shit. I said, I know. I said, Scout's Honor. I said, I've tried it. I said, that bomb sauce, it tastes like shit. But I said, Dave, you don't have to saturate it. I said, the fans will go wild Because you guys know you will. You'll be like, oh shit, well, this chip is already hot to begin with. But oh my God, I can't believe Dave's actually sprinkling the bomb sauce on it. So I said, Dave, to get more views, he goes, oh yeah, I'll sprinkle. I said, I'm telling you, I said, you don't have to saturate the chip, but I said, at least just sprinkle a couple of dabs on. I said, the fans will go nuts over it. And he's like, all right, I'll do it, Fears. So he forgot his bomb sauce, so we couldn't do that today. I said, well, I'm kind of glad we didn't do it today, Dave. I said, because, yeah, it's a fun hangout, but I want to squash all this stuff with Zach. So we did all this stuff before. I'm just filling you guys in. So we went there. I got the podcast book for Pixel. I know Pixel will appreciate it more because we've been buddies a long time. Pixel would still like this, but I remember that at FYE, they literally have a journal, and it said Friday the 13th. Pixel, he fucking loves Friday the 13th. I said Pixel will like his podcast book more if it's Friday the 13th themed. I went in, bought that. I bought a shirt. I bought some horror movies. We were out. Then I said, hey, Dave, I said, that Wonka bar that Visions convinced me to buy it was tasty. I said, let's go back to that candy store. I said, Dave, you can buy whatever hot sauce thing you want. He goes, oh, well, those hot sauce pickles are there, Fears. I may do that for a challenge. I was like, cool. I said, I'm going to go in there and see if they have another. I said, if they don't have any Wonka bars available, I said, I'm going to get another chocolate bar to review. They did have a Wonka bar. They had an Irish St. Patrick's Day one, and it has like green filling in it. I said, oh, well, that's appropriate. So I'm either going to do that challenge on St. Patrick's Day or I'll do it a day or two before. So I'm going to do an unboxing either on Sunday or Monday, depending on how tomorrow goes. I really hope he changes those thumbnails and just does a normal stream. I really hope he doesn't do another bashing of me. If he does, I'm just not going to watch it. I'm just not going to watch it because I've just had it with all this drama bullshit. So if he does, I'm just not going to stream tomorrow, and I'll just stream on Monday. So Monday, I'll show you guys all what I got from the mall and do an unboxing, and then I hope to God, I'm praying that tomorrow, I hope, not even next week, I'm hoping that tomorrow goes better, and it's just not, oh, let's fuck over Fierce again tomorrow, and just make his life even that much worse. And then I hope next week is better because I'm so sick of this drama bullshit. It's a lot. It is a lot. And it could all have been avoided. It can't always be my fault. Yeah, I agree. I don't like whenever I get mad and I yell and stuff, but people just push my buttons so much and they put me through the ringer. And I've just had enough. I can't take it anymore. It's fucking bullshit. So I tell you this much, though, I'm not going to call Zach for quite a long time. If I need to get a hold of him, because he's broke my trust. It's going to take a lot for him to regain my trust. So even after we squash this, I'll just shoot him a text message when I need to get a hold of him. Because, frankly, I don't care what the community thinks. What he did is unacceptable. And I hope, hearing all this from part 1 and part 2, I hope a lot of people have believed me. If you don't, then I'm sorry. I'm telling you guys the truth. Everything I've said in part 1 and part 2 is the honest to God truth. Anyway, I need to use the restroom real quick, and then when I come back, I'm going to catch up with the chat. I'm going to say hello. I'm trying to finish this because Yak is going live at, let's see, when is he going live? And Yak, I hope your live goes good. I really wish he wouldn't rehash this. I really wish he would just let me and Zach work this out, but I can't. I can only control my actions. Yak's gonna do whatever the hell he wants to do because it's his show, and I'm already looking at it. He says Saturday night high-end gaming and Yak rants and special rehash episode 1. So apparently there's going to be an episode 2. So I've got all that crap to look forward to. More stress, more drama bullshit. So he's going live at, when is it? In 3 hours. Okay, so he's going live at 3 hours. So There's nothing I can do. I could ask him, hey, just can you just do a normal rant? Can you do a normal just gaming? He's gonna say no, so I'm not even gonna ask Yak to do that. I just really wish that people would not rehash it because it's just gonna cause more drama and more bullshit. So anyway, I will say hi. I'll catch up on the chat. I need to use the restroom real quick, and yeah, so I may watch Yak's live, but I probably won't because I've got a whole bunch of movies that I want to watch for my dad, and I'm gonna see if I can go to the store real quick and just. I'd rather get a frozen pizza than no pizza at all. I hope. I wanted to go to Pizza Hut and get a big one. Hopefully they're still open. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, I'm gonna catch up with the chat, and once I catch up with everybody, then I'll say goodnight. So depending on how well tomorrow goes, I'll wait until Zach's done, and then I'll do my live. But I told Dave it's gonna be a long time before me and Zach probably hang out, and it's gonna be a long time for him to gain my trust back because now he's done it between the voicemail, him recording our phone conversation, uploading it, and now the 2 live streams. That's 4 times that he's done some shady shit behind my back, and he should have just been 100% real with me. Dave said, Fears, he should have told you right away when you got in the car, hey, I'm live streaming. And my exact thing would have been like, Zach, I really don't want this on the internet. Let's just chalk off camera. So yeah, I do regret taking his phone, but it doesn't matter. I shut one off. He did it 2 more times because I thought the second time I grabbed his phone. The third time I thought he finally was not recording, and it went on for quite a while. And then when Dave showed me, I said, I've had enough. I said, you can't trust this guy. So he's got a lot of work if he wants my trust back. So it's really unfortunate because I was so ready to squash the beef. I really was. But yeah. I hope Yak is fair tonight. I really hope Yak is fair and doesn't blame me. Let's see if Yak has messaged me. I don't know if he has or not. He said he was going to read or something, I remember. Because I would have finished all this in the first one, but the fucking internet, I guess in that area, was just so fucking shitty. No, he hasn't wrote me. So, Yak, there's no point in asking you to just do a normal stream. I really wish you wouldn't rehash it. I really wish just me and Zach could work this out between us and not me, Zach, the community. But it's pointless to ask that to Yak because I've asked him before and he's like, Fears, it's my show. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. I'm like, whatever. So, again, I've always thought this. If you rehash something, it's just going to cause more drama bullshit. So if he is going to do that, I hope he's fair. Because I don't want everybody to just say, oh, all of this was Fears' fault, because it wasn't. Some of it was because of my temper, but a lot of it, and you guys know this is true, I did not egg it on. Zach egged it on a lot because he got really mad. And then I got really mad because he kept upping the ante and he kept egging it on and egging it on. It was ridiculous. Anyway, I'm going to use the restroom. I'm going to say hello to everybody, catch up on the chat. I wasn't trying to ignore you guys. I just had a lot to say, and I was trying to say it quickly because Yak's going live in 3 hours, and I really don't want to impede on his stream time because I get it. Yak looks forward to those Saturday gaming rants and all that. I don't want to disrespect Yak at all. And I need to refill this up because, I need to reheat this because it's gotten cold because I was talking a lot. So let me reheat this. Let me use the restroom, and I'll be right back. So 2 minutes. All right, I'm back. Let me just grab my coffee because I had to reheat it. So yeah, depending on how tomorrow goes, I may stream on Sunday after Zach's. If I don't, then I'll try to stream on Monday. But because of all this drama and all this crap and all this thing, I don't know. It depends on my mood. I may not stream. I may just stream a little bit next week. I definitely am not going to stream. I don't know. It all depends on my mood. If I'm in a better mood next week, and everything is calmed down by next week, I hope to God things will calm down because this shit's insanity. Then I may stream like my normal schedule, like not every day, but almost every day. If all this bullshit continues into the next week, I may just stream on Monday, show you guys all the stuff I got at the mall, and then I may just focus on some vlogs because I need to get back to editing because I'm doing good. I got 2 new ones up, and I'm actually taking Zach's advice and Dave's, and Visions even said this quite a while ago. He goes, focus on getting the new ones up right away, and then go back and finish all the vlogs that you've been behind on. I said, well, that's what I'm gonna do. So I've got one more new one. I got the one of me and Zach hanging out with Jim, and then I'm gonna probably put today's footage probably on the back end of the gym hangout. I may just say a couple weeks later, and then put all the stuff that I filmed today on that, and then I'll be back to normal and caught up with all the new stuff, and then start editing all the old shit again. So, and that's what I'm gonna do. Whenever a new event pops up, I'll film it. I'll edit all the new stuff. Once it's up, then I'll go back to the old stuff because I've got about, oh God, I don't know, probably 15 old vlogs that I've been dying to put up, and you guys have been dying to see all this footage. All right, so I'm gonna open up the chat. I appreciate everybody's patience. I appreciate everybody watching. I just want to let everybody know that I am not a bad guy. And I want to thank all my loving and loyal fans for all their support. And I will continue to make content. I hope to God me and Zach can squash this soon. And I hope the community can grow up a little bit because I am so sick of this fucking bullshit. Every day, it's something new. If it's not me, then it's Kate. Like, I'm going to dig up dirt and like, Dave cheated on Tina. That's a bunch of crap. You know, he's never cheated on Tina ever. I shut that shit down. I'm like, oh, God, here we go. If it's not Dave, then they're on Zach. If it's not Zach, you know, then they're going to go all the Tiny Tina bullshit. It's always something. I'm like, this is so fucking stupid. So, yeah, I'm like, grow the fuck up. It's just, I'm like, I've never seen so many people obsessed with me. And I've never seen so many people obsessed with, like, oh, my God, did you see this, and did you hear that? And, oh, my God, we got to rehash this 10 million times. And, oh, my God, this person did that. It's so fucking stupid. I'm just like, dude. I don't know. There's a lot of immaturity going on in the community. Anyway, let's open up the chat. And I'm going to say hi to everybody. And I'm going to catch up with the chat, and then I'm going to go get some dinner, and I'm going to try to enjoy the rest of my night. Dad, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to enjoy the night. And I'm not surprised. Usually every time on my dad's birthday, I cry because I miss the shit out of my dad. I probably will cry later. I always do every year because I miss him so damn much. If he was here, I'd be like, Dad, please give me some advice. Like, what the fuck should I do? I'm like, I'm damned if I am, I'm damned if I'm not, you know? Like, and my dad always gave great advice. So, anyway, on a good note, if my dad would have been alive, he would have been 69. So happy birthday, Dad. I love you. I miss you. We think about you all the time. I wish you were here. I really wish you were here, Dad. I know my dad was psyched out of his mind to be a grandpa one day, and he never got to see Shelton. But my mom said, oh, John, you're doing a great job being an uncle. My brother has texted me and said, dude, you are an awesome uncle. You're such a great role model. He goes, every time Shelton hears your name or every time you do a video call to me and my wife and Shelton, or every time, mom's babysitting Shelton, mom said, every time Shelton sees your face, lots of giggles. And I was like, well, yeah, I'm the goofy, cool uncle. And he goes, and my brother said, I just want to thank you for all the toys you bought and mailed to our house, all the Christmas presents and all the Halloween, like, t-shirts and the orange one. I'm sorry, not the onesie, the orange sweatshirt. He goes, that's my favorite thing that you've gotten. He goes, and then his mom bought him that black hat. You guys have seen that picture. I'm like, listen, I said, I'm your brother. I said, family is family. I said, family is thicker than friends, everything. I said, anytime you and your wife need something, I said, or anytime Shelton needs help, I said, I'll always be there. So I know my dad would be very proud of me for being a cool uncle. And I asked my mom the other day, I said, Mom, I said, I know you're jazzed out of your mind about being a grandma. And my brother's wife says, is it all right if we call you Grammy? And my mom's like, oh, why? And she goes, that's what I used to call my grandma, and now my grandma's passed away. And my mom's like, oh, I think that's cool. So my mom, around Shelton, like, it's not grandma, it's Grammy. And I literally said this the other day. I said, hey, Mom, I said, I already know Dad was excited to be a grandpa, but I said, what do you think he would think of Shelton and all this stuff? And my mom was like, oh, John, like, your dad would have been overjoyed. And I was like, I said, I know. I said, I was just curious on your response. And she goes, since he's retired, he goes, if he was here, he would have been chilling, at my house all day, helping me babysit Shelton. We would have took him out on walks, and me and your dad would have took him out to lunch. And I said, oh, I know. My mom still does all that stuff, just without my dad, so. Anyway, it's hard. I miss him. I miss him dearly. And the only reason, I hope some trolls don't think, oh, God, here we go with all the father talk. Well, of course, I'm always going to talk about my dad. He was one of my role models. I'm especially going to talk about him on his birthday. And I usually don't stream on his birthday. I can't believe, because I've tried to stream on my dad's birthday, and I've started to get a little teary-eyed. Probably I'm not getting teary-eyed right now is because I'm so upset about what happened today. But probably once I get off here and I start watching some movies that remind me of my dad, probably the waterworks will start rocking. So, yeah. Anyway, I've said my piece. I'm going to open the chat, and I tried to keep it as contain's not the right word. I tried to keep it as short as possible. So I went for about an hour and 33 minutes. I'm going to catch up with the chat, and then I'm going to say goodnight. And I may see you guys tomorrow after Zach's live. If not, depending on how crazy or not crazy things go on his live tomorrow, because I'm not going on his live tomorrow, then you guys won't see me tomorrow. So you may see me on Monday or Tuesday. So, yeah. All right, let's open up the chat. All right. All righty. Here we go. Depending on how crazy. All right. Well, thank you for the 3 likes. Thank you for the 4 likes. Let me catch up with the entire chat. Oh my gosh, Lantern's going nuts. Oh man, it was another day ago. I'm sorry if I missed some comments, because I know if you don't open up the chat right away, it'll cut things off. So yeah, yep. Visions, I just saw that Lantern got tons of messages in. Holy shit. But Lantern loves those crowns, so Lantern literally just put crown, because I don't want Lantern to think I'm ignoring him. Lantern, basically, I'm just going to sum it all up. Lantern loves his crowns. Crown. Visions says, what's up, Visions? He says, a tall glass of piss sounds nice right about now, Mr. Lantern. Wow. I didn't expect that, Visions. Wow. But I kind of, because Vision says a lot of crazy stuff that makes me laugh. So does Museum. The difference is Museum just says more crazy shit than Visions. But I expected it. Wow. Hey, Leonard, a nice glass of piss, Wow. That was hilarious. That was fucking great. All right, more crowns for Lantern. What's up, Tokes? Tokes says that'll teach him, Chad. Show him who the real boss is. Lantern says fuck yeah. Lantern says Discord is retarded. I agree. Well, Lantern, I don't think it's always retarded. Like, I love keeping in touch with, like, Pixel, because I don't have Pixel's number. I don't have Vision's number. So I think if you use Discord properly, then it's not retarded. But whenever it's used for all this troll bullshit and, oh my god, did you hear this? Did you hear that? And, oh, let's spread drama and let's spread 1,000 comments and all these stupid fucking videos, yeah, then if it's used improperly, then it's so fucking retarded and it's immature. So yeah. What's up, Tokes? He says, hell fucking yeah, yep. Discord is gay. Let's see. Lantern says Discord is a loser. Discord is dumb. Fucking Lantern. Anyway, let's see. Discord got that wet gulp technique, I guess. What's up, Tokes? Let's see. Discord only went LES after I got done with her, by the way. Okay. Vision says Discord is a retard. And let me know in the chat, guys. Do you guys think I was reasonable in this live? I didn't get mad. Obviously, I'm upset. I'm not putting a happy face on. I am upset, but it's pointless to scream and yell and get re-mad. I'm frustrated. I'm still upset, but I thought, Fears, when you do your second part, do it as calmly as possible. I said, because if you scream and go fucking ballistic, you know, that's not good. And in the first part, I was not screaming and going ballistic. I said, look, here's what's on my mind. Here's why I'm upset. Here's what's got to change. Something has to change. The community has to change. I got stuff to work on. Zach's got stuff to work on. And I hope people call him out for what he did, because it was so uncalled for. And I'm not blaming him for everything. I blame all three of us. I blame the community for all this drama bullshit. Me sometimes because of my temper, and then Zach doing all this shady shit. Anyway, let me catch up with the chat. Let's see. A torn down butthole. What in the hell are you talking about, Bukaki? I mean, not Bukaki. What are you talking about, Tokes? What's up, Bukaki? Good to see you. Lantern says Discord is junk. Discord is a loser. Wow, Lantern's going nuts on the Discord. Lantern, I'm going to call you in a minute just to say hi, because I can't break tradition, my friend. Vision says Discord is retarded. Pixel says Discord can suck and hijinks. Yeah. Primetime Gaming says, I'm good. I understand your frustration, bro. Well, I'm glad that somebody does. He's trying not to be real bad right now. Well, no, because it's pointless to get even more mad. I'm just saying, you guys know I'm frustrated about all this shit. And I wish things were better. I wish this shit never would happen. I wish there was never any drama in this community. It's just ridiculous how much crap we have to put up with. It's so fucking stupid. Vision says 4,000 comments, 3,000 of them are from Lantern. Yeah, so I noticed. So yeah. Tokes said this will take a decade. I hope not, Tokes. Again, I had to really focus. It's not that I can't focus with the chat, but I had a lot to say, and I wanted to get everything out. And I didn't want to trip. I didn't want to trip up on, like, not leaving something out. So yeah. Let's see. It's fine. Just watch the stream back when the chat replays, and then do another stream. Well, no. I mean, I've said everything I wanted to say. Primetime Gaming. Lantern only 2. I guess 2 comments. Oh, no, he said more than 2 comments. Lantern, what's up, buddy? What's up, Primetime Gaming? What's up, Tokes? What's up, Bukaki? What's up, Visions? What's up, Joey? What's up, Pixel? Shout out to the loving and loyal fans. Me and Museum get along well. We talk about lube together. We'll have a ball with that. Vision says we all like to have fun here. Yeah, Vision, so do I. I don't remember who said fears likes drama. For the 1 billionth time, I hate drama. I cannot stand it. I just want happy-go-lucky fears to be always here. I just want to bullshit, have fun, bullshit about movies, have fun, do some epic vlogs, and I try not to take all this bullshit seriously, and it's hard though. They make it personal, and I never in a million years think I'm gonna make it on YouTube. It started off as a passion to upload and edit content. I'll die uploading, videos and editing in my passion. I never thought in a million years I'd hit 3,000. Whenever I do a live next, probably one of the topics, you guys can give me some ideas on how to celebrate 3,000. I appreciate all my loving and loyal fans. I love that I got to 3,000, and I'm about to hit 2,000. But I'm astounded still that I got that big numbers. Because really the only person that's succeeded big in our community is Tommy. And I'm telling you, if Leafy wouldn't have done that death threat shit, I don't know if Tommy ever would have hit 100,000. He may have. I don't know. Maybe he would. Maybe he wouldn't. I don't know. Anyway. So I doubt I probably even will hit. If I ever hit 10,000, I'd be like, wow. Like, I was wrong, Fears. You said you'd never hit 10,000. I don't think I ever will. If I do, that would be icing on top of the cake. I'll tell you this much. I'll probably hit 10,000 before I hit 100,000 and get a play button, or 1,000,000. That'll probably never happen. And I told Zach that today. I said, Zach, I'm about to be 43. If it hasn't happened now, like Mr. Beast, I'm using him as an example. I think he started his YouTube channel when he was 17 or 18, and he was just on the Tonight Show, and he said, he posted a video, hey, say hello to my future self in 15 years. And it just went public. Well, he made it when he was very young. I'm so close to 50. There's only a couple more years left in my 40s before I hit 50. I doubt I'll ever hit 100,000 or even 20,000, and I'm okay with that. It's been a journey, and I can't thank my loving and loyal I can't thank my family enough, and I can't thank my friends and my loving and loyal fans. And Visions, big shout out to your, I don't know, you said you missed the live. I got your message, and don't worry about it. I'm glad you and Bukaki had fun at the movies. Let me show you something. I basically read it. I said, thank you, Piss, because that's, I don't know what her real name is, but that's her online name. Basically, I read it. I thanked her for the turd Burger King sticker. It's already on the movie prop shelf, Visions. And then I read the whole thing, and I already put it in the fan letters. So thank you so much. It was a very nice. It was a very sweet letter. Tell her thank you so much, or whenever she sees this, Visions, let her know. Thank you, Piss. I appreciate it. I've already put it in the fan letters. It's right here. I put it in a protective covering. Dear John Fears, yo! Later, Gator from Piss. And then she wrote this. It looks like either a slice of pizza. But yeah. So I thought that was very nice. And then let me show you guys that I put it on the movie prop shelf. I'm going to show you guys where I put it. So thank you for the sticker. I'm running out of room on this shelf. But I don't know if you guys can see it. It's right down here. Let me move this knife. It's right. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's right there. I don't know if you guys can you guys see it? It's right there. I put it right by the They Live. Because I'm running out of room. So yeah. Excuse this mess. I'm still rearranging all the Halloween and Christmas stuff. It's almost all done. I've had a lot of crap going on, so I haven't had time to focus on all that. Hopefully by next week, I already cleaned, but hopefully everything's off the floor, and because my OCD is oh my god, it's all that stuff is driving me nuts. I can't live in filth. I want to get everything back to normal ASAP. So yeah, I put the sticker on there, and then I read the letter. So Visions and the future Mrs. Visions What the heck? The old Mrs. Visions never sent me anything. So Visions, already I know that the new Mrs. Visions is way more kick-ass than the old one. Because she never, not once, sent me a fan letter. So shame on her. And the old Mrs. Visions made fun of Gothic King Cobra. And that's something that you damn don't do. So shame on you. The new Mrs. Visions would never make fun of Gothic King Cobra. And she already sent me a fan letter. So thank you to the new Mrs. Visions. I really appreciate it. I thought it was very nice. It was a short, sweet, to the point letter. And now it will forever be in the fan letters. Hell yeah. So I can't thank you enough. There it is. But you were 100% right, Visions. We all like to have fun here. And I want to get it back to having fun times. Excuse me. Lantern's going nuts on the Discord as always. Visions is laughing because Lantern's going so fucking nuts in the chat. Lantern's going pretty nuts. Lantern, you're probably eating that bean shit again and farting all day, buddy. I know you are. I'm not trying to piss you off, but yeah, you seem a little mad tonight, bro. Well, I am. Primetime gaming. I don't know if you know what happened. I was trying to squash the beef with Zach, and he filmed me without my permission, and then he lied about it to me and to the whole community. So yeah. And it's all right. I know you're not trying to be a jerk. You said, I'm not trying to be a jerk and start drama. That's just my opinion. It's all right. You're 100% okay to state your opinion, and you're 100% right. So, yeah. Yo, what's up, Dave? Yo, from the soccer game. Well, Dave, who's winning? Let me know. And I'm going to get off here soon because I'm going to let Dave stream because Dave said he's going to be at that soccer game. But I just wanted to express all my stuff. So, yeah. Let's see. Oh, well, that's very nice. That's very nice of you, Tina. She says, happy birthday to John's dad. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, yeah. No need for real names. Well, I don't know her real name, Visions. She said her online name it's Piss, but then there's other something on it. It's always purple. It pops up as purple. It's Piss something. I can't remember what it is. So, yeah. Toke says, hey, Fears, let it be La Fonda. That's off of, what movie is that? It's where the nerd goes out with that black chick. La Fonda. What the fuck's her name? Napoleon Dynamite. So, yeah. But, yeah. Vision says, Toke says, La Fonda, close. She is black. Well, that's cool. But no, I don't know her real name. So that's why I call her Piss. That's her online name. Or the future Mrs. Visions. You never know. Because the other girl, she never gave out her real name, Visions, your ex-girlfriend. But this girl seems way better. One, she didn't make fun of Gothic King Cobra. And two, she already sent me a fan letter, and she is a fan. I guess you introduced, you're like, oh, you got to check out this Fears guy. Me and him are good friends. This guy's going nuts. And I appreciate it. And she did subscribe. So thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. That's a dank shirt. Oh, well, thank you. I don't remember where I got this. Chopping Mall. I think I got this from... Oh, where? It's either Atomic Horror or I bought this at Slackers in Missouri. I can't remember. I want to say this is an Atomic Horror shirt. I think. I'm pretty sure. So, yeah. Let's see. Vision says, Piss rules. That she does. She seems very nice, Visions. She seems like a keeper. Vic says that an Exhumed Vision shirt. No, it's not. It's just a rad shirt. So, check it out, Vic. Hell yeah. But I just don't remember. I don't remember where it's got to be one of these two. It's because my favorite store in Missouri, it's these two. It's Vintage Stock, and they sell shirts like this. And Slacker sells horror movie and nerdy shirts there. So I either got it from one of those two stores, or I got it at Atomic Horror. Because I've had this one for quite a while, and I just cannot fucking remember where I got it from. But yeah, it is good. Let's see. Vision says, nope, it's not, Vic. I like Chopping Mall. It's cheesy, but classic. Dude, I love it. And you know what's cool about it, Vic? The main guy, the guy that has the black comb over hair, and he's got all the shotgun shells around his waist, and he's got the fucking shotgun, is the same guy that gets killed. I think his name is Brad in Friday the 13th Part 2. He's the guy where he gets all pissed off, and he's trying to get that hot lady with the low-cut shirt of Mickey Mouse, and Jason makes up a trap in the woods, and he gets his foot caught in this rope, and then he's like flung up in a tree, and I think the lady is Linda, and he goes, go get a knife and cut me down. Well, before she can get back, Jason kills her, and then Jason comes and kills him hanging up in the tree. The same guy that's in that, Vic, is the main guy, well, one of the main guys in Chopping Mall. So he must have done Chopping Mall after Friday the 13th. And I actually like him better in Chopping Mall. I like his performance in Friday the 13th because Friday the 13th Part 2 is fucking brilliant. It's amazing. But I like his performance in Chopping Mall a little bit. But it's supposed to be like the not too distant future, and oh yeah, fuck security guards, and oh man, it's future. We got these future robots that'll do like everything for humans, and I'm like, oh, I know where the fuck this is going. And then, like Frankenstein, lightning hits the building and they short circuit. I'm like, oh god, here we go. So it is hilarious. So I love it. So yeah, but I think it's cheesy too. It's good, but cheesy. Cheesy, 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 cheesy. Let's see. I'd actually watch soccer these days over football. Well, there you go. Spencer sells Fright Rag shirts. Oh, really? Oh, nice. Deathstalker and Deathstalker 2. Oh, he's in that too? Oh, nice. Well, then, hang on. I think I've got those. I think I've got... Yeah, I've got Deathstalker 1 and 2. I was peeling off I accidentally, Vic, it sucks, I hate when this happened. There was this massive fucking sticker over the title. I said, well, I'll try and scratch it off. And when I peeled it back, it went roomp and ripped the shit out of it. I was like, well, that fucking sucks. So that's cool now, but you know which guy I'm talking about, Vic. So now it's going to be great to see him in Bada Bing, Bada Boom. So yeah, and then I had no idea that he was in both of those, but I can't wait to watch these. So yeah. Visions, tonight I'm starting off with Star Trek 5, because I watched some of that last night. I'm going to finish that. Then I'm going to roll in to Rambo 1, Rambo 2. If there's time, Rambo 3. I'm going to jump around because my dad liked all that. Of course, I'm going to watch Predator 1. Hell yeah, my dad loved it. He got to see Predator 1, Predator 2, Predator 3. I don't know if he saw The Predator, which is the fourth one. He didn't see Predator Badlands. He may have seen Prey. Hang on, let me find out when Prey came out, because my dad died in 2022. I think he got to see the last Rambo 5, because I thought, hang on, when did they make Rambo 5? Hang on. Oh, wait, hang on, I need to take it off of airplane mode. Give me a second here. Hey, Meta, when did they make Rambo 5?
Rambo 5, also known as Rambo, Last Blood, was released on September 20th, 2019. The film was directed...
Oh, yeah, so he saw that. So he saw all 5 of those visions. When was Prey made? The prequel to the Predator series.
Prey, the latest Predator film, was released on August 5th, 2022.
Oh, no, he didn't see that. No, he didn't see that. So he didn't see that Visions, and he didn't see Predator Badlands. So he did. Hang on. When was the 4th installment made called The Predator?
The film The Predator was released in 2018.
Oh, then he saw that. Yeah, so he's... Okay, never mind. So he saw that. So he saw Predator 1 through 4. So he only missed out on Prey and Predator Badlands. So I wish you could have seen him, because I know he would have loved the prequel. I don't know if he would have liked Badlands. He may have, but I know for a fact he would have loved, because my dad had some Cherokee Indian in him. Um, that Indian tribe was the, oh, what was it? Oh, I forgot. Hang on. What was the Indian tribe in The Prey?
The Indian tribe featured in the movie.
Oh, Comanche. So I know my dad would have loved it. Plus, I guarantee you, Visions, my dad would have loved that. Oh shit, it's a prequel, so he doesn't have a full mask on. He's using like old technology, because those are the first renditions of his weapon and his first renditions of his mask, which leads to the first one. Because in the first one, he's all suited up for battle. He's got the fucking, computer on this arm. On this arm, he's got the fucking detonator bomb. He's got the fucking laser gun on his shoulder. He's got the fucking mask. He's got the fucking that sword thing that extends. He's got the fucking laser guns and all that fucking bullshit. So, Dad, I know you would have loved. So he saw. So yeah, the only two he missed out was those two. Dad, you would have loved Prey. I don't know if you would have loved Predator Badlands, but he liked his favorites were Predator 1 and Predator 2. He said, I remember what he said. He goes, the Predators was good. And my dad even said, like I said, Vision, I really wish Arnold would come back and do another one. I was like, well, Dad, if he hasn't done one yet, I don't think he will. So, Dad, actually, from Beyond the Grave, Daddy's actually doing a King Conan. He's doing another Predator, and he's also doing another fucking John Matrix. Hell fucking yeah. I can't wait. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. So anyway, let's see. Let me. So he's in that, and then that's her screen name, John. Pissin' Anus. Wow. I wasn't just randomly typing the words. Oh no, I got you. I just couldn't remember. I just couldn't remember for the death of me what it was. So anyway, I wish I could say I hope you guys enjoyed the live, but I wasn't in the best of mood. But I think I handled it quite well. I wasn't screaming and hollering and going ballistic and fuck this person and fuck that and all that other crap. So I hope things get better. I really hope Zach understands how immature this was, and I hope we can talk off camera the next time. So I hope Yak is fair, and I really hope Zach doesn't just bash the shit out of me tomorrow. So I don't know, we'll see. But I'm gonna try to go to Pizza Hut and get a pizza, or at least go to Aldi's and just get a frozen one, something, And I'm gonna enjoy some movies. So I'm gonna finish Star Trek 5, The Final Frontier, because he saw all the old ones and he loved Star Trek. Then I'm probably going to switch over and do some Rambo, and then some Predator, and then whatever's left, we'll see how much I can get to. So anyway, I hope things get better. I hope things don't get worse, you guys. I appreciate all your loving and loyal support. Excuse me. Vic, I'm glad you like the shirt. You can get them online. I'm pretty sure that this is from Atomic Horror. When I get off camera, I'm going to take the shirt off and see. It should be right here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm pretty sure it's an Atomic Horror shirt. If it isn't, then it's got to be from Slackers in Missouri or Vintage Stock, because I just don't remember where I bought it. But I bought a lot of horror movie shirts from Atomic Horror, so most likely it's from Atomic Horror, but I love this shirt. I love it, and I will continue to wear it. Oh, yeah. But Visions, since you and Bukaki and Vic and Pixel are all like horror movie masters like me, my 4 favorite shirts that I've literally bought from Atomic Horror, they have multiple Return of the Living Dead. Any Return of the Living Dead shirt I bought from there was kick-ass. Number 2, if this was from that store, that's my second one. The third one, I love that Toxic Avenger shirt, because every time I wear it, you're like, oh, hey, Fierce, that's a cool shirt. And I'm like, well, thanks, buddy. That's the third one. And then the fourth one is that Amity Island Jaws one. It's all white. And it says, "Welcome to Amity Island. What a peaceful retirement place," or whatever the hell it says on it. Then it's got Jaws all going like that in the background, and I'm like, well, hell yeah. Those are 4 of the favorite shirts. All right, I'm taking off. But Vic, coming soon. This. So yeah, I'm not gonna watch this tonight because my dad never saw this, and I never saw. This was not my dad's cup of tea, but definitely, my dad liked. Definitely some Planet of the Apes. My dad loves some Planet of the Apes, so definitely some Planet of the Apes. My dad did see Alien versus Predator. I forgot about those. My dad saw all the aliens too, every single one. Well, except for the. I think he saw all of them except for Alien Requiem. I think he died before that. Hang on, it depends on the year. Let me see. Because he died in September of 2022. So, yeah. Let me see here. Which, by the way, if you guys have not seen Alien Requiem, it's so fucking good. It's really good. Meta, when did Alien Requiem, that new Alien movie, come out? What year?
There's no new Alien movie called Alien Requiem.
Yes, there is.
I think you're probably thinking of Alien King Killer, a new series.
Oh, hang on. Let me grab it because she's going to be a little biatch. Hang on. Alien, where are you? Alien Requiem. It's up here. Hang on. Where are you? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Not Alien. It's Alien Romulus. I'm sorry. It's not Requiem. It's this one. This is the one I meant. Let's see. When did they make this? Sorry, not Requiem. I thought that's what it was. Romulus. Excuse me. I was wrong. You guys know what I meant. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this was made in 2024, so he wouldn't saw this. So, yeah, Visions, he saw every single Alien except for this. He saw Prometheus, all the other ones, because all the other stuff came out before he died. So he only missed out on this, and he missed out on Prey, and he missed out on Predator Badlands. So yeah. So I'm gonna watch all the ones that So I'm gonna watch some Alien. So I'm gonna try to get to some. Again, I'm gonna try to get to as much as I can. I'm gonna try to get to at least one Planet of the Apes because he saw all the Planet of the Apes. At least one Alien or maybe 2 aliens. Some RoboCop, some Predator. Definitely some Rambo. My dad fucking loved the shit out of Rambo. We used to watch it over and over and over and over and over again. And my dad was not one to watch movies over and over again. And I said, hey, Dad. I remember I said, hey, Dad, that's pretty out of your range. I said, I'm usually the one that watches movies over and over and over again. He's like, well, he goes, if I like it, like Rambo, he goes, yeah, I'll watch it over and over and over again. He goes, but if it's just kind of, it's just kind of okay. He goes, well, then obviously I'm not going to watch it over and over again. So, yeah. So I'll let you guys know. I'm going to keep a stack of how many movies that were my dad's favorites, and I'm going to try to get through as many as I can, and then I'll review them. So, Pixel, the first few reviews in your podcast book will be all the ones that my dad loved. So, what a good way. And I forgot to, I'm going to start doing this because James said, hey, Fierce, did you put the date in of when you started the podcast book? I said, no. I said, I didn't, James. I said, I'm so sorry. And he goes, you should start doing that. I said, you know what, James? I said, when I start Pixels, I will. I said, James, the only thing I wrote in there was to James, and I signed it because every time I gave one to Chad, I gave one to, Tina now. I gave one to Visions. I said, now you, James. I said, Pixels. I'll say to Pixel. I'll write a little message, and I said, and then in magic marker, I'll put the date of when I started, and then at the end of the book, I'll put the date of when I ended it. And James is like, yeah, that'd be cool. And I'm like, I'm sorry I didn't do it in yours, James. And he goes, oh, I still love it, Fears. It's great. And I said, well, I'm glad you enjoy it. So, Pixel, now you know. I was gonna. Where did I put the? Oh, here it is. Pixel, I was going to do this as your book. It's just a plain blue one. But I thought, but I thought, Pixel, you know you love Friday the 13th. And so when we were in FYE, I said, Dave, don't tell everyone. But now you know. Now you know, Pixel. I said, Dave, I got a great idea. I said, I'll just save this for somebody else. I said, Pixel would enjoy it more if the cover is Friday the 13th like themed. And Dave was like, oh, Fears. That's a great idea. So I was going to make it a surprise, Pixel, but since you're in here, I forgot that you were in here. And then I saw, I went, oh, shit. I'm like, I fucking told him. But you're going to find out anyway as soon as I started writing in the book. So I thought about that for you, buddy. I thought, oh, well, he'll enjoy the podcast book more. Because, yeah, I mean, you like blue, but this is kind of plain. I like blue more. But I'm like, oh, well, Pixel will enjoy it more if it's Friday the 13th themed. So, I don't know. I can't remember how big the book is. This one's definitely bigger. So, I think your podcast book is like maybe about that tall going down, and it's maybe about that wide. It's about that wide. So yeah. D-Man says, after Pixel, I got dibs on the next one. Well, there you have it. So this book will be D-Man's. I told you. Whoever calls it out hot, whoever calls it, gets it. So I'm going to work on Pixels. As soon as Pixels is done, bada bing, bada boom, D-Man, you will get this, and I will sign it. And I'm going to sign it to Mr. and Mrs. D-Man, a.k.a. that wonderful squirrel couple. Hell yeah. Yeah. Whoa. Oh, yeah. There it is. All right, so you guys know. Vic says, was every page full? Every single page was filled to the brim on James's. And I do that with every podcast book. So that one's a lot bigger, Vic. So that one, D-Man's, may take me a while to finish. But James's, you guys saw that green one. I don't know. It was about maybe that tall and about maybe that wide. So Pixels is about, I don't know, Pixels is about maybe that tall and about maybe that wide. So, but as soon as I saw it says Friday the 13th on it and has Jason on it, I was like, screw that blue book. I'm like, Pixel will enjoy this more. So Pixel, yours is Friday the 13th themed. You'll love it. You can add in, and I'll sign it. You'll get a Fierce Man signature. I know you want an autograph, so maybe whenever I mail you your podcast book, I'll throw in an autograph, buddy. So yeah. So Vic, if you want one, you gotta call dibs. So after D-Man, if you want one, you gotta call dibs though. All right, I'm signing off because I know Yak's gonna be live in a couple hours. I know Dave's filming his soccer game. I gotta get to the store and see if I can get some pizza. If not, I'll just make a sandwich or something, or I'll come up with something. I hope they're not closed, so we'll see. Because I'm going to put on my shoes and go right to the Pizza Hut. All right, I'm taking off. I hope things get better. I hope me and Zach put a squirrel sticker on D-Man's book. I can do that. I can definitely do that. Well, I'll put 2 squirrel stickers. I'll find a squirrel, and then I'll find a squirrel sticker with like maybe a bow tie. I mean, a little bow, not a bow tie, a little bow for Mr. and Mrs. D-Man. And I appreciate, D-Man, you and your wife spending money on that fake play button, because unfortunately, that's probably the only play button I'll ever get. Anyway, the next time I do a stream, you guys have got to help me come up with an idea to celebrate 3,000, because check this out. I've already hit 3,000. Now I'm almost at 3,050. I cannot believe it. So, you guys ready for this? I am so close to hitting 2,000. So on the vlog channel, let me go into my, before I end this, let me go into my YouTube studio and get you the exact count. So, oh, excuse me. Oh, damn, Lantern. That was a little baby burp. All right, you guys ready for this? I'm only like, let's see. I'm only 10 or 11 away. 1,989 subscribers. Oh, damn! Lantern, I've been eating all that beans and shit and all that taco shit today. It's going to make me burp and fart and shit my ass off. Ah! Anyway, so 1,989 subscribers. That's on the vlog channel. So I'm like 11 away. Yes, to 2,000 finally. And then on the main channel, I'm almost at 3,050. I'm only like a couple away. I'm like, holy shit. Every day I'm getting new subs. I'm at 3,042. Crazy. So before I go, like some of these shorts I've been doing are getting into the 6,000s. I'm not kidding. The last one I did, I think it was one of the Fears Man one that almost hit 7,000. I was like, what the fuck? Let's see, hang on. So, okay, so I just put up the British double-decker Lego build. I just took a photo of a build, and I made it come to life, and then I had a hand, like, smash the Lego build. That's at 7.5 thousand views. I'm like, holy shit. So that's the biggest one that I've uploaded in a while. Some of my little pizza reviews got a couple thousand. What else? That one where I put sugar in Fears Man's coffee, and I'm like, yo, be sure to subscribe. This one, listen to this. Yo, it's Fears. Be sure to subscribe to Fears Man 26 on YouTube. And remember, coffee first. That's right. Yo, it's Fears. So I basically... Be sure to subscribe to Fears Man. Basically what I did on that one got like 2,000 views or 1,000 views. It's Fears. Be sure to subscribe to Fears Man. It's half real and half AI. I took a real photo of the coffee cup that Vision's made, put it just like this, took a photo of it, and then I had AI have someone pour coffee into it, and then I had the AI hand put some sugar in it, and then I just did a voice recording going, yo, sure to subscribe, coffee first. And I was like, that got that many views? I'm like, okay. Never expected to get that fucking Lego thing to get 7,000 views. And then the biggest one so far that I uploaded on Fears Vlogs, I just made a new Fears Man title where I took a photo that Vision's made. That Pixel made for me. Pixel, remember that one where it's a black and gray background and it says Fears on it? I had the red letters drip like blood. And I'm like, I'm going to use that in one of my intro vlogs here soon. I uploaded a couple new videos of my brother hanging out with his son. And I did mini vlogs. So Shelton was swinging. That got a fair decent amount of views. And then I said mini vlog, Shelton and swinging with his dad. My mom sends me all these cute videos. And I'm like, hey, Mom, is it okay if I upload it? She's like, why wouldn't you? She goes, Shelton's adorable. I said, well, I just want to get my brother's permission before I upload it. She goes, oh, you're fine. She goes, upload that. I went, okay. So people have been loving those. The thing that went almost fucking viral, the Fears Man and Ray, like, don't drink and drive, and I gave Randall's character, Ray is his alter ego. Ray is Cameo Man, not in his costume. So it's Ray walking with Fears Man. And I'm like, oh, I'm sick. I'm like, here, man, take my keys. Don't drink and drive. And he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, oh, I feel bad. And then you see Fears Man puke his guts out. That got 6,000 views. And I'm like, holy shit. So the shorts are definitely doing good. I told Dave and Zach, and I told everybody else, do those shorts. And I've been getting a lot of views for that. And the lives have been doing quite well. When I first started live streaming, I'd be lucky if I got maybe 6 or 7 people. The more I do lives, the more the more better the show gets. On a quiet day, I'll get maybe 8 to 10 people. If there's some drama, definitely 25 to 30 because people like drama. And then if there's no drama going on and the chat's flowing, normally between 10 and 15. So the lives are definitely helping out with the sub count. So pretty good, my friends. All right, I'm gonna skedaddle, but I hope things get better. I really do. I think I was very professional. I was very open. I was very honest. Everything I said in this live and the first part of it, it would have been one live, but the fucking internet cut out. I'm like, God, fucking Florida and the crappy internet. But in the first one, I was pretty fair and decent, and the second one, I hope things get better on me and Zach's front, and I hope things get better in the community. I really do. But yeah. So the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call Lantern because it wouldn't be a official Fears Man. It wouldn't be an official Fears Man lie without calling Mr. Lampy. So yeah. But yeah, Vic, every page was full. Pixel says, Fears, I'm looking forward to the book. Well, no worries, buddy. And you know, Pixel, I hope we get to hang out one day and meet because you're a good friend. D-Man says, hell yeah. Yep, D-Man, you called dibs. It's going to be your book. But I will sign it Mr. and Mrs. D-Man. So there you are. Thank you for the 4 likes. I appreciate it. I'm going to call I'm gonna call Lantern. And then we're going to end this. And then I hope everybody has a fun time at Yaks. I may be there. I may not. I hope it's not a fucking shit show there. And I hope it's not a fucking shit show tomorrow on Zach's Live. Because, oh, man. It's been so much. It's been a lot. It's definitely been a lot. Anyway. Oh, Fears Guy Blogs wants to be friends on Discord. Nope. Because that guy's done so much fucking troll videos on me. Why the hell would he think that I'd want to be friends with that guy? That makes no sense. I'm going to write him back later. Fuck you. So, yeah. See, that's why I don't get it. Why the hell would Fears Guy Blogs even try? He's made so many fucking troll videos about me. Why would he even try to be my friend on Discord? That makes no sense. All right, let me call Mr. Lantern. Mr. Lampy. Lantern. Lantern, I will do a crown check in just a minute. Lantern, I will do a crown check in a minute. Lantern. Don't even go there, Lantern. Lantern. Oh, hang on, he's calling me. Lantern, I know your Discord's working. What's going on, buddy?
It's doing it again. Mess up again.
Oh, it's messing it up? Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully it gets fixed in a couple days. Anyway, Lantern, how you doing? Yo! Lantern, how was your day? Probably better than mine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you believe what Zach did? Fucking me over?
Yeah.
Filming me without my permission?
Yeah.
Acting like a little baby? Going nuts?
Uh-huh.
It would have been already squashed, Lantern. Unbelievable.
Uh-huh.
Unbelievable. Hey, Lantern. Oh, damn!
Oh, damn.
Lantern, I've been eating that bean shit today. I had all those beans and tacos. That's why I'm farting a lot, Lantern.
Yeah.
Lantern, you were farting up a storm last night on your stream, buddy. Oh, pew! Lantern, did you have a good day, buddy?
Yeah, did you?
Well, I had a good day until Zach fucked me over.
Uh-huh.
So, I can't say that all the day was ruined. Most of the day was good. Except for when he fucked me over.
Yeah.
But I hope you have a good time at church on Sunday. And I know you and your family are going to go eat. You guys going to Cracker Barrel?
Yeah.
Ooh, nice. You gonna get on those tacos, Lantern?
Yeah.
You gonna get on those beans, Lantern?
Yeah.
You gonna get on that salad, Lantern?
Yeah.
Hey, Lantern, listen to this. Ready? Oh, yeah. Do you hear it? That was a little baby fart, Lantern. Now we're talking. Damn. Huey. Man, that's burning my eyes and shit. Oh, my God. I gotta change my drawers, Lantern. Ooh. All right, well, Lantern, if I don't stream tomorrow after Zach's, because I don't know how crazy Zach's going to go on me tomorrow. He may not. We'll see. So if he doesn't, then I'll go live tomorrow. If he does go nuts, then I'll go live Monday or Tuesday, buddy. But hey, thanks a lot for letting me on your panel the other night. That was a lot of fun. It's always fun hanging out with you and Museum and Visions always. Good times, my friend. Good times. Lantern, you are a wise. You don't want any drama, you know. Don't you wish everybody could get along?
Yeah.
Me too, Lantern. Me too. I hope things go back to normal soon.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll see you later, Lantern. Shunk!
Hey, John!
Shunk! Lantern is great. Lantern is awesome. All right, well, before I go, Lantern wants a crown check. Here we go. Yeah, record that one, twin. All right, in 9th place is Mama Bear. 8 is Pixel. 7 is D-Man. 4th is Primetime Gaming. And 3rd is Visions. Visions, I'm sorry. I think Lantern won this one. Unless Museum comes out of nowhere and donates. Tokes is 2nd. And coming in hot is Mr. Lantern. The wars for the crowns will continue to go on, my friends. Oh, my lord, oh, my lord, oh, my lord. All right, well, I'm taking off. I hope things get better tomorrow, and I hope things get better next week, because this community is driving fears insane. And that's the nicest way to put it. All right, Fears loves you guys. Fears cares about you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my buddy Lantern. He does a show every Thursday night and every Friday night. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Strong Bear 19. We got to get him to 1,000 subs, guys, because Dave is the fucking man. He is the hot sauce master. Like, comment, and subscribe to his lovely lady, Tina. Mama Bear 06. That's right, y'all. Mama Bear 06. We got to get her to 100 subs. Tina, you got to go and do all those lives. Oh, my gosh. Triple says, can I steal it? Triple, thanks for that super chat donation. Well, be sure to subscribe to Triple, Nickel, Pickle, Tickle, Wickle, Sickle, Dickle. So Triple's in the lead. Triple, I will comment. I will like that comment and I'll heart it. Crown check time. Triple, you're in 3rd place. Even with that super chat donation. Lantern is still in 1st place. So there it is. But thank you for the super chat donation. Lantern, you won the Crown Fair. Is it too late? Well, you just donated. It wasn't enough. Vision says, wow, Lantern, spam too much for donations to help. I know, right? I thought Visions, even with a super chat donation, Triple is still 3rd place. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. But thank you for the super chat donation, Triple. That was very nice of you. Triple says, dang, only 3rd place. YouTube is an expensive whore. Yeah. That's a funny way to put it, but yeah. I liked it. 3 other people liked it. I'll get you next time, Mr. Lantern. Damn you, Mr. Lantern. Lantern's laughing. He's like, yep, I won that one, y'all. Yes, you did, Lantern. Can you believe this shit, Triple? Can you believe this shit, Visions? Normally, it's a fight to the death between the crowns, between Lantern and Visions. Visions came in 2nd, though. So, the 3 top runners-up coming in hot on 3rd place, Triple. Coming in hot, 2nd place, Visions. And number 1 is Mr. Lantern. So, better luck next time, Visions and Triple. There you are. All right, back to the plugs. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Cameo Man 2021 and his 2nd channel, The Mayor of Magic. Follow my buddy Bukaki on YouTube. Follow my other buddy Visions. Lord Visions, King of the Goths. Buy some cool shit on his Exhumed Visions channel, exhumedvisions.com. You'll get nice merch like this. Oh, yeah. Why? Because he makes some really cool shit. I got your back, buddy. And Pick Rob, you can go to hell, because Visions would never make fake merch. Shame on you, Pick Rob. Shame on you. Unbelievable. He's still spreading those lies, Visions. He's still spreading those lies. Visions merch is 100% real. Exhumedvisions.com for all your amazing merch. All right. And last but certainly not least, D-Man says, Lantern is the king. Uh-huh. The king. That's right, y'all. He is. Last but certainly not least, follow the host. Usually with the most. I'm off my game today, well, we all know why. FearsMan26 is that main channel. Give it a like, give it a follow, give it a sub. Follow my 2nd channel at Fears Vlogs. Anyway, Fears loves you guys. Fears cares about you guys. And I'll see you either tomorrow or Monday, depending on how I feel and how other people's actions, pan out. This is Fears, signing off. Peace. Deuces. and I'll see you guys next time. Hey, Lantern. Oh, damn! I need to go check my underwear. Pewy. All right, bye. See ya.